Jump on. What's going on, guys? Look, it's Sierra, and she is helping out. Yeah, it's hard when you're ugly, man. Um, she's helping me out. I'm going to pick my wife's car up, and the question is, where is the host? Anyway, guys, I'm back with another live stream, and whenever we do the FCAT report show, it's FCAT show. I just want to explain to some people. They think I'm the co-host. They think I'm a part of it. No, I told FCAT this is going to be his show, his thing. He's running it. All I'm going to do is be in the background if you need me. And you say, kick somebody off, bring them on, let them on. I'm here to help. And hopefully, the hope is that eventually he'll have his own channel. I think he said he did make a channel, but he doesn't feel like doing it yet. He's like, nobody know me. I'm like, bro, you got this. So anyway, I know I was talking smack in the chat earlier with a lot of you guys. And I was gonna come on just to kind of sit there, and like I said, if he'd be like, hey man, come on, then I would just jump in the chat with you guys and we'll be chatting down there. But where is he at? I don't know. So let me read the comments. So let's see. I'm already lurking. Sev said, he said, when it goes live, I'll be here and ready to go. About 10 minutes. It's go time. Vet's in the building. He said, let's effing go. Cubini said, always lurking. Said, yes. Sev said, I wonder what the topics will be today. Is that the kitten on the Mr. What? The Master Chief. I said Mr. Oh, it did say Mr. Yeah, Master Chief. Let me see. Cowboy running late. Hey, man. Let me see. Oh, FCAT said he's running late. Oh, let me see. This guy. Um, uh, it is what it is, and Cowboy needs to come back one night. Hey, Vet, man, they don't want the old Cowboy to come back because it ain't gonna be good. It was crazy, back in the day. FCAT said Rumble. Hey, FCAT, whenever you listen, bro, set up the show, and we will tune in. I don't know why you just don't make a YouTube channel though. Why you got to do Rumble? Any of you guys got a Rumble account? Do you use Rumble? Let me see. Vet said, Vet and the OG Cowboy for. Hey, listen, man. Vet, I'm thinking about it, Vet. I'm really thinking about it. And I'm really thinking about it. Right, Sierra? Guys, the Sierra about to have her own show, right, Sierra? What would you call it?
The channel.
Sannel. All right, whatever that means. Listen, we don't need you.
The channel, the channel.
I said the sannel. We don't need you crashing.
That's
all right?
what I'm saying.
Oh, because of Sierra. So it's the sannel, not a channel. Link is broken. Here, let me send you another one. Look, this is what I do. I'll post the link in the chat.
Okay.
Almost about to be there. All right, cool. My driver is just slow, man, so I apologize. All right, so here's the link. I guess you're right. So that's the link. If you guys want to jump on, hoping that the hosts get on here. Oh yeah, we're real close. Yeah, it's gonna be down there on the left. So yeah, let's do this. So look, guys, it's a lot going on in gaming. This is the FCAT report show, and it's crazy. Like FCAT, look, what he does, nobody could do because it gets wild. Hey, FCAT, I'm almost at my destination. I'm gonna need you to jump on here, man. Not yet. It's I think it's coming up over here. Yeah, it's right here. Yep. Oh, there we go. My man FCAT is in the building. Let's go. Bam. FCAT. And here, let me just have to drop your stuff on there too. What's up, man?
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh no, you can just
park right here. Crazy show today.
It's gonna be wild. You heard what FCAT said?
I'm over here. I'm thinking Cowboy is gonna jump through the internet and kill Cubini.
I was, but then my wife was like, "Can you pick up my car?" I mean, I knew it was possible, but hold on real quick. But I gotta go get her car, so hold on.
Yeah. So here we go. We got some internal strands right here. Day one Game Pass. Live from xCloud. Not too bad. Yeah. I've been playing a little bit. The only thing I don't like is this whole thing right here. This is like ridiculous. Like, I don't. I don't care about this, right? So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little game. So you get let's see where's the powers. Oh wait, I can't do them yet. What the hell is that? An imaginary wall? Invisible wall? Jesus Christ! What is going on? So it looks like I'm done. I don't have a mission. Look for. Oh, they got me doing some stupid shit. I wanted to show the game. Okay, let's what? So let's quit the main menu. I'm gonna start a new game. Show you what this is working with. And so they got that. They got this Immortals of Avium beginning right here. This is like Immortals Avium stuff. Who's all jumping in? Anybody jumping in? Is there people in the back? Cowboy? Oh, this cinematic. Y'all can't hear it. Yeah, and this is the only thing I don't think about it is that whole talking thing. Yeah, this is not bad. So yeah, here's the power shit. Fucking some kick-ass shit right here. Got a sword, blocking. Oh, and it goes into these in-game cinematic moments. It's fine. That's fine. I think so yeah, so this is where you use your power stuff. Oh, that shit was hurting me. If anybody's in the back, y'all gonna. I guess we got y'all gotta wait till Cowboy comes back on and let y'all in. Yeah, the in-game cinematic where they're talking. Ooh, I can wall run. Holy fuck! I'm dying. Oh shit. Fail. Holy shit, she did like a wall run right there. That was pretty cool. Okay, let's skip this. Y'all can't hear that. But yeah, so Whoosh. Oh, I drew that fucking bone thing at him. That was cool. Oh, fuck. Holy shit, I'm moving all over the place. Oh, freaking murked me. Okay, so I gotta switch to ice magic right here. Freeze that motherfucker. It's hurting me? Are you serious? Uh, so this part, you can draw your bow, like a bow and arrow. Get off me. I guess I'm just playing this to the Cowboys then. I need him to come back and let people in. Hang on, let me. There we go. Is anybody in the back? This man's supposed to be doing his job, and he's not doing the job. He comes back and lets people on. We can start the show. dying. I'm running out of potions.
Yeah, FCat, you good?
Is there anybody in the back?
Oh, waiting to jump in. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this.
Yeah, I guess.
No, nobody's in the back.
Nobody.
I'll be back.
How many people watching? I know I saw Vet and all in the chat. Need y'all to jump in so we can start talking about the news. Oh, there's only one fucking person watching. It's, we need people to jump into the panel so we can start the show. Yes. Where? Okay, I guess nobody's joining. If nobody joins, I mean, we're just gonna cut the stream. There's hardly anybody watching. There's like 3 people watching. Yeah, we need people to hop on. Hop in, Vet. I don't know if Cowboys been paying attention. Yeah, I see the chat. I need y'all to get in here so we can go over the news.
All right, I'm back, baby.
Is anybody in the back?
Let me look.
Look, there was like only 3 people watching. Nobody's joining the panel. I'm like,
Listen, you think
oh, now
it
5.
ain't that easy, FCat? You know what I mean? Oh, Rue Diggs was there.
Right.
He said, he said, I'll be a minute, just gonna finish up this last email. Vet said I'll hop in as well. Rue Diggs said, do not see the chat, FCAT. Um, he said Seb said we are still here. It's not dead yet. Iso said, what's good? Dropping a like, but won't stay long. And then he said FCAT is gonna give up in 20 minutes. Oh man, that's funny.
I mean, we can't do this show without y'all.
Um, all right. So give me a moment. I have to turn on my GPS. Oh, hold on. We got somebody jumping in the building. Bam! Vet, baby.
Hold up.
All right, we
Y'all,
finally start.
you rang, I show up.
What? Hey, Vet, are you serious about this one night only, Vet?
Oh, come on, dude. Hey, Anthony.
Hey,
I
no.
paid for, hold on. I paid for
Okay.
X Premium, the Plus, for the year. I already got into a alleged argument with several Philadelphia Eagles fans and Des Bryant. So, I mean,
Right.
I'm making
Yeah,
a name.
but Vet, if I do this, you understand, I'm going full, keeping it real cowboy. Like, we pissing off everybody.
Now you do remember how many? Let me think. Let me think back. How many 8 companies did I piss off? Let's see. PlayStation, Stadia, GFN, Boosteroid. Hold on. I'm not done. Xbox, Microsoft, Windows, Netflix. Let's see. I was banned on Facebook at least 3 different times. I just lost it again. Let's see. So I've called them out. I've called YouTube out, Google out. Yeah, I don't care. I've essentially called everybody out, dude.
Vet, in some places you can't show your face anymore, man.
No, actually, I got told by Meta that I called Zuckerberg out as well. But I was told recently by Meta that the reason they banned my Instagram, Threads, and Facebook account was because of I was either posting fake news reports on Instagram, I was committing money laundering schemes, and they seem to think that it's more of the third one. They use software to determine this, by the way. They think that I was romancing old ladies to steal their money.
Well, look, let's not take over FCAT stream.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying.
With our nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
I just tweeted the stream out as well. So
Jenna had a political question.
Cowboy, what's your thoughts on the Trump illegal immigration raids? I don't know. You know what's crazy? This is gonna sound bad.
Who said that?
I don't. Jenna Hayes. I don't really care too much about I guess what's my thoughts? I don't. So you know what? I don't follow it enough to really feel like I know that much. But hold up, Rue Diggs in the building. Let's go. Let's chop. And then
I was gonna say I could answer that one. I've been following all of that because
what's going on.
Vet from Express
All right, I guess we gotta bring back articles.
All right, guys. Just real quick, a quick disclaimer. I'm gonna be driving. So I'm gonna try not to die. And so, yeah. So I'm driving, and I'll be having my GPS on. So every now and then you might hear. I call my GPS Sarah. She's sexy from Australia.
How long till you get back home?
30 minutes.
Mine is not Sarah. I named mine Jem.
Yours better not be Sarah. I was about to say, what's Sarah doing fooling with you?
Hey, she's a 2-time hussy, but I had to let her go. I can't take sloppy seconds.
But anyway, go ahead, FCAT. So hold up real quick. So guys, now welcome to the FCAT News Report Show, and he is about to do only what FCAT can do. So I'm going to be quiet and let him do his thing.
Yeah, we should a little bit of Eternal Strands there, a little bit too much. Yeah, here we are. We're back. I'm fresh out of the Lion's Den with King Thrash. Man, that was crazy.
I heard it was all fake news anyways.
So yeah, so this is in the news. So apparently, so when this first came up, it said Microsoft and Oracle. Now it's just Microsoft.
Oracle backed out of it from what I've been gathering, and Although what I've heard is Satya Nadella doesn't know anything about this. He doesn't even know what TikTok is. But he said, "Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing." Trump
I
is
thought dude from Activision wanted to buy TikTok.
no. I think what it's going to be if Trump is trying to get is wanting Microsoft to own it. But what I heard is
Why?
that
Doesn't
because
he know they killed Mixer?
no. So here's the thing. I think what they're going to do, and this is all speculation. I heard that Satya said they're going to hire somebody else to handle the TikTok, and I think what I was trying to figure out what the guy's name was. I think he goes by some dude named Phil Harrison. I've never heard of him before.
Oh my God.
You know what'd be cool though for Microsoft?
That was
Man,
actually
they
a
would
troll. That was actually a
if
troll.
if Microsoft owned TikTok, they would be pretty like they would be in a lot of stuff, right? So you figure they would have like the major stuff of gaming, right? They already are Microsoft itself. So when it comes to
Well,
like
TikTok
you
does
know,
have a gaming section where you can stream.
TikTok is a big thing when it comes to streaming, especially with the vertical format, the live streaming. They're trying to
yeah,
they've got a lot of people that stream on there. Whether because you basically if you live stream, you're getting worldwide coverage. Like people all over the world get to see your content. So it's
Jersey had a gaming
yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Jersey
I
made a
mean
big deal about it.
I stream over there for Regiment, so I mean it is a thing. I don't understand any of it because most of it is it seems for them young kids and them people like Rudigs, the youngsters that are
Mm-hmm.
20 years younger than me. I don't
Yeah,
understand this stuff.
Diggs is a hot 28, boy. It's about it.
Actually, true story. Vet and I are the same age. This is just what happens when you eat your vegetables.
Hey, look, I'm not the same. I mean, I may have lost all my hair, my knees are broken, and my memory's like Joe Biden's, but at least I've dropped about 70 pounds in like a year. Cut out soda and gross food, and greasy foods. I guess that's what it does to you. And
Hey, vet, crack's a hell of a drug.
it wasn't the crack; it was the crystal meth.
Oh damn! All right, fair enough.
But I got it from it. I thought it was some guy gave it to me. So I picked him up at a Home Depot, and he told me I could, it would help me get some work done. And next thing I know, he disappeared, and I'm losing weight like crazy.
What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? David Wilson from the UK.
It was.
Man, Trump really hit the ground running. He wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico. Now he's bringing back TikTok.
Well, he said basically the latest I heard on the whole Microsoft.
Neither do I, Severin. It's a new people thing, but it is huge and it is undeniably a force, and there is lots of money being made on it. But we'll see where it goes.
Oh,
are you talking about TikTok?
I thought he was talking about his hair or something else because all I heard was it's a force and it's huge. I didn't know where we were going with that.
Is this Bioman down here?
Severin, my hair's even longer if it's not curly. The curly subtract if I brush it straight. Oh my gosh, it's down to the nips.
Jesus.
He looks like Brendan Fraser and Bioman before they cut his hair and all that stuff.
Kubini, they've
Sideshow Bob. This is
Google. Google has already started updating it. There's already people posting on X that the map. If they show the map of the North America, it's already updated. There are others though that are showing that it hasn't been updated. So,
Are you talking about the name change?
Yeah, for the Gulf of America. It's already been Google's already updated it, but not everybody has gotten the latest update. So
it's gonna be like Twitter and X. Nobody's gonna call it that, but nobody's gonna.
You know what's crazy? I think Trump, because Trump is very polarizing. I think he's gonna change and do so much so that when he's no longer running, he's gonna be like they're gonna have to change so much.
But the thing is, it don't even matter because Vance will take the Democrats are never going to get back in power for quite some time. But this is a sport. What I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We went from gaming to Microsoft to Rudig's hair, so I'm already lost. I was about to say this is. Dude. I'm so confused. I was about to say this is a sports show. I don't even know what show I'm on anymore.
Right.
I'm so fucking lost.
So we had the development direct. Everybody got to watch that. We and Vet watched that together.
Yep. My bad, Rube.
Are we able
to
to pull up these trailers, Cowboy?
Oh, I think he's driving.
Oh, sorry about that. That's just Sarah.
I'm gonna put some links in the private chat. Pull up these trailers if you can.
Oh, you trying to get me killed?
No.
Can't you just pull it up on the screen? Like if I just allow your screen to be shared, can't you just keep using that?
There's no sound though. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Why not?
But I
Yeah,
can't.
we don't need sound.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just have a consistent thing open.
Oh yeah, Sour Blow. This shit gets tangled. If I don't brush it every single day, it becomes a rat's nest of absolute brutal tangles. It's almost like it wants to become dreadlocks, but my wife said no dreadlocks. So
I say do it anyways. I'm
sharing the screen.
She's just gonna have to accept it.
All right.
All right, so Ninja Gaiden 4. First game that they showed.
Ninja be Gaiden.
Coming to PlayStation 5.
I heard from a reliable source it was coming to Stadia 2.0 as well. I think the source's name is like Ron Slush or something. Never heard of the guy, but he seems to be pretty accurate on his predictions from what I've been told.
So what y'all thought about this when y'all
I don't know. I tried playing I never got into this franchise. That was just one thing.
That's another thing they released that Ninja Gaiden Black.
They have all of the Ninja Gaidens are on xCloud. I know that, like 1,
Right.
2, 3, and Black, which is just I guess a remake or something. I mean, I like it. It's cool. It takes a while for me because I'm old and my eyesight ain't what it used to be no more. It took me a while to figure out the controls. It's a little different, but I like this. I like the slash and hack and slash of it. Like that sold me immediately because blood, guts, killing, knives, swords.
I feel like Ninja Gaiden was the original Souls game. They started like being that game that was like really hard, and when you die, you go all the way back, and you want to pull your hair out playing that game. That's why I have no care to play Ninja Gaiden Black. Feel like, like Juvini was like, bro, look. I was like, bro, I played that game and beat it so many times because people forget it was like I think it was on the original Xbox or the Xbox 360. Then they brought it out again, and then they made it Ninja Gaiden Black. So this is like the maybe 4th iteration of the game, and they would always say like, if you beat it again, you'll unlock this or unlock that. So for me, I'm kind of done with it. But if we talk about Ninja Gaiden 4, yeah, I played and beat them all, man, and I'm a fan. So I'm interested, and I will have to play Ninja Gaiden 4.
I think bringing Ryu back to the gaming world, the gaming marketplace was a very smart move. Obviously, an incredibly strong franchise. Sorry, Bet, I'm echoing through your mic there.
Yeah, that got everybody echoing.
That ain't me, is it?
Yep.
It is.
Oh, it is. Yep. Some bitch. Hold on.
Stinking Bing.
So bringing Ryu back is definitely huge. I mean, we haven't seen the Gaiden series since 2012, so a 13-year break.
Rudex, is it Ryu or Ryu?
It's whatever I say.
Okay, just asking.
It's Gaiden. You say Gaiden. I say Gaiden. You say Ryu. You say Ryu. Yeah. Tomato. We could get in on the pronunciations. In the end, it's pronounced probably properly in Japanese, right?
Right.
With our Americanisms. I think it's great to bring a franchise like this back to the mainstream. It shows those gamers who fell in love with combat first games, combat focused games, that there are still people out there going for your entertainment. In a game like Ninja Gaiden, where combat is front and center, I look forward to definitely getting into it, and a big win for the guys at Xbox on getting this on Game Pass. Although, mark my words, it is not coming out this year. No way, no how. It's delay city for this one. We'll see it in 2026.
Well, did they say they never said a date, right?
They said fall 2025 for Ninja Gaiden 4.
Okay, excellent. How cool was it to have a stealth drop? I'm all about stealth drops, so I thought that was cool.
Yeah, like you said, great to have a stealth drop. I mean, there's been a lot of hate for remasters or remakes, but people who haven't experienced the series before, definitely something to jump into. You know, I was a little bit jealous not having my Game Pass access, but something you said triggered something in me, so I went and searched the PS catalog. Boom, there was Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma version. So I was actually playing that one, and it's literally the same game.
It's the same game. If you watch, I watched a trailer of them showing the upgrade. It's just an Unreal Engine 5, but it's literally the same game. Like they didn't do like the Resident Evils are legit. Oh, whoa! Hold up, Rude Diggs. Wait a minute. So you telling me now you get the difference between a remake and a remaster? Hold up. Is that what you're telling me?
No, there is no industry standard to put a definition to remake or remaster.
Man.
Every developer does whatever they want. There's no bar to be. Even Sony PlayStation, when they remade Horizon Zero Dawn or remaster, they did things that no other remaster has done. They put assets from the second game into the first game. That's what I'm saying. There is no straight definition, and I stand by that, between remake and remaster.
All right, so I'm not going to get into it with you again, but what I will say is a legit remake is what Capcom does with the Resident Evils. Like, that's like, because let's say you heard me say like, oh, Ninja Gaiden, I played and beat it so many times, I don't care to do it again. I couldn't say that with the Resident Evil remakes because they add so much. Not part 4, not so much. Part 4 was pretty close to what the experience you got originally back in the day, just better graphics. But part 2 and 3, they did. I mean, they was really twisting and turning stuff and adding new characters and new stages you never been to. And so it was like, to one point, if you're a fan, you're like, why did they mess around with it? But then another point, like, it's like, well, if you played and beat it before, you're just doing it over again. And to Rudik's point, like, if you never played it, remakes and remasters are cool because now you're getting the better version. You know what I mean?
And now your mama knows.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Unreal Engine 5 brings ray tracing, brings a lot of great character textures, character models. Like I could tell in the Sigma one, the hair looked like it was made of string. It didn't look as nice as it did in the Unreal 5 engine one. However, I mean, combat is the main focus, gameplay is the main focus, and that is all still there in the Sigma version. So if you're missing out and you just have PS Plus and you're listening to this right now, check out Sigma. It'll scratch that itch for you, and it's included in the catalog.
Good shout. Come on, FCAT, what's next, man? You're the host. Like, what we doing here?
You're the host. Bring some toast with that butter. Hannah, you're carrying too many things.
Put that up.
Got it already. I'm at, it's funny. I'm actually, there's an accident. It said it's 12 minutes slowdown. I'm like, what? So,
so I don't have any interest in them Ninja Gaiden. I'm probably not gonna touch it.
Let me ask the panel this. I'm probably the only person when I ask this question. And actually, I'm gonna ask the chat too. If there's any, I guess I'm an old head now, right? I'm getting older, and it feels funny that my age, right? But has any of you guys ever played the Ninja Gaiden arcade machine? So that's how it originally started in the arcade.
Yep, sure did. I played
And
it.
that's what I feel when I played Ninja Gaiden 2. Like, I know you were comparing it to Souls, but it really does bring me back to those, you're moving like that Simpsons arcade game where the characters just come onto the screen. Like, there is that amount of characters on screen to make me feel like it's those old school fighter games.
Gotcha.
How y'all feel about what y'all thought about this, Claire? Expedition.
I don't know why, but I freaking love this game. Looking at it,
yeah, me too.
like,
So
I don't like turn-based, but all the characters
like this,
have
right?
depth.
When you Anthony, when you're talking arcade games, it's breaking out this kind of a controller, right? Like them old button pushers where you got to be pushing the buttons and win.
Absolutely, Mystic. I don't know why. I'm not a big turn-based action type of guy, but this game, just the characters stood out to me. They had such depth. I wanted to know more about them.
The flying chicken.
You don't get the flying chicken. It's a world where the impossible can be made real, and that's why you see a flying chicken to represent the fantasy of the world.
Look at Final Fantasy with the chocobos, right?
Okay.
Yo, chocobo!
So is this gonna be like Final
My
Fantasy,
wife loves the chocobos.
or is this gonna be like Legends of Dragoon?
This might be the Final Fantasy 7 I didn't get. Like when they robbed me. So when I seen this game and I seen the turn base and I'm a sucker for the big numbers on the screens. I actually love that. I love arcadey stuff more than So when I seen all the big explosions and the numbers, I was like, oh my God, this looks pretty cool. So
absolutely. It's a small studio out of Montpellier in France. So the story goes that each year the paintress writes a number on this mystical board and everyone of that age dies. So essentially it's a bunch of 33-year-olds trying to stop the flow of their reality and stop the paintress. So again, very motivating, very original story. And again, Sourblow is saying it looks like the evolution of turn-based. There is quick time mechanics, and that really keeps you engaged in that kind of combat. Plus, what they've done here on the visuals is undeniably outstanding. Give me a photo mode, and I'm day one on this bad boy.
It does have the graphics of that Dragon. What was that new game that came out not that long ago? Dragon something. It kind of has the graphics of that. Like it looks really good.
If you say Dragon's Dogma, we will disagree.
No, not Dragon's Dogma. The game that came out after that. It came out after that a couple months ago. Like I don't know, 4 or 7 months ago. It's an RPG. The guy's running around and all that. But the graphics look really good.
Looking like, oh my God. So I was watching Reforge earlier, and he said this looks like Game of the Year material.
Oh, that won't win Game of the Year. Not being a turn based. No, not being turn based.
I mean, I don't really have any interest in this. I'll give it a shot. If it wins me, cool. But if it loses me, it loses me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean it's got to pass the lemon test, right?
Right.
Every game has to pass the lemon test for the gamer in hand.
On Game Pass.
I think the issue with that is it is just a turn-based game. A lot of people don't even like turn-based. I feel like it's a niche game. It's kind of like it looks like it's a flashy turn-based game that might actually pull in some non-turn-based people. Kind of how what the hell is the name that was on Stadia first, and then it came out to everything. Baldur's Gate. Thank you. So Baldur's Gate was so flashy and just looked really cool. I won't even call that turn-based. Whatever. That's like a board game type game. it pulled people in, and people loved it. So this game, but I don't see this as a broad game. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
I mean, we'll see how it turns out. But let's get into the stuff I was excited about.
And FK, I think you get it's your volume's getting a little low. I don't know if it's low for everybody
Oh,
else.
my bad. Can you hear
All
me?
right, thanks. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I had no interest in those, but let's get into the ones that I did have interest in. And South of Midnight, kick it off.
Right. I mean, who better to create a Southern story than a group of Canadians from Montreal?
I thought you was about to say who better to bring this up than FCAT because it's from Louisiana. But then again, you're from Canada, and they this is funny.
It's a group from Canada, right? They're from
So-
Montreal. So
I watched this in awe. Okay, the first South of Midnight trailer, the teaser actually won an award for best marketing, and rightfully so. The second trailer they showed didn't win anything, but it was still pretty good. Now this trailer, this makes me believe this could be a possible contender for Game of the Year, or likely
Nope.
some kind of awards in the game awards.
What? I'll say this:
I mean,
if the story is really good, then yeah.
It looks like it's gonna be good. Like the story
it
itself.
looks like Telltale made
And
for
the
Story
Spoken.
does.
So if you got good story, good gameplay, great cinematics, I mean that's a package deal. And come to find out, this game's only $40. It's not gonna be $70.
Yeah. Which
Okay,
again,
it's gonna
does
be
that-
8 hours.
Does that
You think it's
devalue
gonna be
Game Pass a
eight
bit?
hour
Like
game?
you're not even getting full
Well-
AAA games.
Kind of like what
No, I
happened
don't think that. I
here.
don't think that the values
It's
Game
like
Pass because I
you're
feel
not
like.
getting,
Good.
like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
what I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say was Game Pass big thing is volume, right? So like Cubini, his thing is he was like saying how amazing Game Pass is because of volume, right? I think Game Pass is amazing for day and date. Right? I think that holds more weight. But at the end of the day, either way, it doesn't really matter if the game is a cheaper game or not. It's just that it adds more value to Game Pass because of here. Hey, once again, it's another game and it's day and date. I mean, you can't rival that.
Right, but
And
you're
now
not
your mom.
getting the big
Where did that
triple
go?
A's. You're getting
Did he
a
disappear?
double A. Again, Claire Obscura is not a full price game. This South of Midnight is not a
I
full
hear you,
price
but
game.
think about it.
Just-
But think about it. You just got Call of Duty. I mean, you can't get bigger than that on Game Pass. I mean, that shuts everything down. And then you're gonna get Ninja Gaiden. You're gonna get Doom. Like, wait, what? Is Doom really gonna be included in Game Pass? Like, dude, Game Pass is eventually gonna have these hitters. That's what I said in the past. So Game Pass, listen, Xbox is gonna eventually look
We're
good
gonna get
once
into
they
that.
got these.
Well, what
heavy-hitting
about
games.
what about MLB 2K the MLB the show, because that's not going to Game Pass.
True.
Yeah, that came
But nobody
out
cares
just-
about a baseball game.
today. That came
Oh.
out
I just
today.
think when
God.
Game Pass
You
reaches costs of almost $300 a year, you need to do some calculations based on what games you're going to be playing. And if Game Pass works for you
I get it. I think
on a spreadsheet, then for sure.
And if it
so.
doesn't,
Here's the thing. I think
if it
Game
doesn't
Pass is
work, I
perfect
think
for
go
this,
with-
right?
go with GameFly.
Hey, listen, just saying. But look, I think Game Pass is perfect for this, right? It's for people like Cubini. He just pay regardless. He don't. His thing is look how many games is on it, right? So for him, it's the volume, and that's fine. I can't knock that. Then it's for people like me. Now, granted, I haven't bought I haven't paid for Game Pass in like 2 years, but when they come out with some good games, it's like, dude, pay for a month or two, right? And then you don't pay for it. So I think it serves its purpose. But I think now, if you're the guy like me who only want to play specific games, and I pay for Game Pass every month, then that's a disservice. You know what I mean? So, and to your point, Brew Diggs, I think the people like me, it's like it would be silly if I'm paying for Game Pass every month.
We're gonna get into Game Pass a little bit and what it's offering. Mainly, I wanted to talk about this. Do y'all think this game is gonna kill the sweet baby
Okay, we can hear
narrative?
you.
Can you hear me? Yo,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I wanted.
I thought you was just trying to like give us sweet whispers, like sweet nothing.
That's just a Rudigs.
Oh my bad.
Now you're good.
Let me turn this up. All right. No, I just specifically wanted to talk about this game. We'll talk about the Game Pass stuff in a little bit. Do y'all think this game's gonna kill the sweet baby narrative?
I don't know what that is.
The woke narrative, anti-woke narrative.
I mean,
I don't know what that is.
narrative is dying pretty quickly, so I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Had a good run for a couple years, but
yeah, for like
you know.
4 years, and then after that 4-year time frame, I think it was pretty much killed off within like a week, maybe 3 days of a change in the guard, if you will.
Well, no, I'm talking about like in the video game.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just saying in general, overall, I don't think it's going to
right.
be an issue because that whole woke ideology bullcrap is slowly fading away.
Right. Yeah, we see that happening. I'm just saying, like,
Hey, as long as the gameplay is there, I really don't give a crap.
I know, but
about
Right.
wokeness.
but Brew, here's the
Who's
thing:
ever
it's
making
not
what,
just
it's
you.
about the
it's
gameplay.
Well, I get that, but you got to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture as it goes towards it looks at everybody. We may be a small selection in the grand scheme of things, but the bigger picture is that woke BS and all that crap does affect the bottom line when it comes to gaming, and just as it does anything else. And I don't think it's going to be an issue anymore because that narrative is slowly fading away.
What happened is they band together and they made this speak with your wallet kind of campaign where they're boycott, these certain games that have it, and it caused a ripple effect in the industry this year. Well, last year actually. Concord, was one of them.
So let me say this. Here's what I'll say. If you're a developer and you want to make your characters however you make your characters, I don't care. I don't want to scrutinize your creativity. So if you want to make a character gay, you want to make a character with a robotic arm or a head or whatever it is, or like I think you're allowed to use your creativity. Now, if somebody come along and say that goes oh, you made your character gay, so that goes into the woke label. Then whoever said it goes in the woke label, that's on them, right? That's on what they think. Then they should either not play it. But I feel like, listen, let the people have the creativity, make whatever the hell they want, and if you like it, play it. And if you don't like it, then don't play it. I feel like it's that simple. And I don't know how much of the industry and all that. What I will say is I'm a pretty basic guys when it comes to this. I'm just about playing video games that I think is cool. You guys love some games that I don't like. I'm not going to tell you that game shouldn't be made and it come up with all these labels. So I think the thing is just kind of like find a game you like for whatever reasons you like it and play the game. I think it's too much scrutiny in people's creativity. You know what I mean? Like, that's just because I feel like if you have your own studio, I don't want to be like, well, Rudigs, I don't think you should make a character that kind of look like you. That's not fair. Like, you're like, what? It's my company.
It's slowly how you say it, like they're catching up with their own like feet. They're tripping on their own feet now because like now something with Kingdom Come Deliverance, and they kind of caught themselves, double standard kind of thing, and Well, and this actually brings us into our next game because this next game is considered woke, ladies and gentlemen. Doom the Dark Ages.
This is not considered woke.
Yes, it is.
What I will
Yes,
say is, listen,
they
you
are.
have a creative director. I think what happens that's bad in the industry is if you interrupt the vision of somebody's creativity who's in charge,
Yeah,
because that
yeah,
ruins a story. It doesn't make it complete. And
No,
whatever that
I
vision
agree.
is, you're along for the ride. And I think that's where we should let
Rubik,
them maintain control. You're
Rubik.
hired for
So
that job, do your job. Don't be interrupted.
the Rubik. So they're saying Doom is woke because of the difficulty slider.
Oh, oh
Man,
yeah.
you're coming up with some of the silliest stuff.
So that is not woke at all. That is allowing accessibility, and allowing accessibility in a game should never ever be challenged. I mean, I definitely think they should maintain it. That's why they have hard modes. So people out there who are enthusiasts or loyal to the game will have their settings. But adding sliders, come on, you're just making it more accessible. That's what they did to Ninja Gaiden 2 remake when they released it on Xbox. There's an easy mode which doesn't allow you to die. So they only added that with the new remake. So it's accessibility is coming to all your games on Xbox. I think that's what's there, and PlayStation as well.
Yeah, the word
Yeah,
lost.
honestly, Epcat,
The word
I
lost
think.
all meaning,
Hold on, real
man.
quick, man.
Once you label Doom woke, you the word has lost meaning. Like point
I
blank.
don't think that's real though. Like, what article are you reading, bro? Who's legitimately said woke is now a slider? Like, I feel like, are you?
Yeah, I don't know. It was some dude on Twitter. Oh wait, he's popping out. He's got a. There we go. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, we must have just lost his feed.
He should be popping up.
Here's my thing. I think Microsoft should ditch Master Chief. I mean, they have a new mascot right here, which is more cool, brings more, I feel, action-based gaming first, and Halo's kind of a stinker right now. They haven't really talked about it too much. Infinite is filled with bugs from people that I talk to who play the PvP on a regular.
That's because
I
the
just
only place to play Halo
Bugs.
is, from what I've heard, is the best place to play Halo games. Any of them will be on PlayStation. That's what I was told.
you just slip Doomslayer in there. I mean, PlayStation did it with Astrobot. Now Astrobot's the main thing. So
Is
I
it
think
though?
Doomslayer deserves his mantle. I think he's earned it with his giant, 2-story building or however tall that mech is. Yeah, give it to Doom.
Yeah. So I'm pretty psyched about this one. This one it kind of reminds me of Doom 3 in a way because Doom 3 was very like slow, methodical horror and jump scares, but it was more like when you had to fight an enemy, like you actually had to fight them, like stand there and fight them. And that's kind of what they're doing with this, and they're mixing it up with the 2016 internal um, kind of vibe and arcadey look. Um, I think, yeah, they said that they scrapped the multiplayer completely to give a more vast campaign, story, features, the works. Do y'all think that was the right decision, or hello?
I mean, They're gonna do what they want to do to make money. I think that's just business moving forward, and it's gonna be the new regular.
I mean, 2016 multiplayer was good. It just got a lot of hate because the team that worked on it also worked on Halo Infinite. No, Halo 5. I'm sorry. Yeah, Halo 5.
Yeah, Sour
And
Blow, you can jump on in. It's just Cowboy is the gatekeeper, and he kind of disappeared.
He killed, the
did he wreck?
gatekeeper. He needs to I think the gatekeeper needs to be replaced. To be
He
honest,
he might
Listen,
be sitting up at home by now.
the old standard of PS2 era was you get a game and it has 3 different modes. You have multiplayer, you have you have your main story, and then you had some sort of extra mode. Nowadays, in this era, you're only getting a game with one mode. Very seldom are you getting a game with multiple modes. Or like Call of Duty, it's going to be 300 gigs on your console. It's just
no,
the
because
type of place we live in now.
you get
The
another mode.
marketplace.
Even with games nowadays, they just call it, what is it? What the hell the kids call it? New Game Plus.
Pin to the chat. It's the pin in the chat, I believe, or it's I don't know. I don't know what Cowboy does with it.
I don't know what. No one knows what he does.
He's gone.
He don't even know what he be doing.
I don't know where you went.
And it's not pinned in the chat.
So what y'all think about the whole thing with the one button for this, one button for that thing? How you think that's gonna work out?
I think it'll be fine. There are a lot of games do that nowadays. I mean, I played plenty of games that have that. UFC 5 on Xbox has that, where you it's an option that you can turn on to make it easier so you can learn how to get into the game. If you've never played a game like this and you're just trying to get into the thing, why not? Some people, and look, let's be real. Some people just don't have the coordination skills to be using all these damn buttons. I know, like, there's games like, let's say, Guitar Hero back in the day that had this dumbed down version where you would only use one button, or you would just do the little thing that would do the want 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 sound.
Right.
I don't know what it was called, but I'm
The
pretty sure it
whammy.
was like a wah wah button or something.
Whammy.
But it's designed for that reason. I don't think there's an issue with that. And if people have an issue with it being there, then don't use it. It ain't rocket science. If you know how to play the game, don't use the one button mode. It's not hard. Well, exactly. Mystic right there. MLB, the show lets you play the game whatever way you want. Not only that, I believe MLB the show also has a setting where it will increase the difficulty based on your performance, or decrease it if you're absolutely terrible. Madden used to have that feature.
So here's the thing. That's a big deal now.
Cowboy, come on, turn your mic up, buddy. I can't hear you. I know you're old and all, but good Lord.
But you can't hear me?
No, you sound like you're talking in a well.
Okay, hold on.
Come on now. This is a professional news show here. God.
I'm gonna take a break.
Sour Glow's coming on. Cowboy's coming on. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yo, FCAT, don't you check these people you bring on your show? Look at his bum.
Sour Blood's fun.
But listen, real quick. Here's the thing.
Maybe
one
that's
of the
me.
most competitive games you can never play.
I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Just talk. Yeah, I'll be right back. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Go ahead and talk, Cowboy. It actually might just be on my end.
Let me turn it up. All right, if that's the case. All right, can you guys hear me?
It was me. Turn the volume down.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you fine now. Yeah, that was on me.
Right.
That was my bad.
This guy. So anyway, one of the most competitive things you could play in gaming is fighting games. We've seen Street Fighter. We've seen Tekken, we've seen Mortal Kombat. Those are the 3 biggest fighting games, and they all had an easy/simple mode where you press one button and your character do whole long combos. So I think what gaming is becoming is it's not like the elites anymore. And Rudig, you don't want to hear this, but I'll cover your ears. But it's not for the people that's like
covered with his hair.
Die hard, best of the best. Now they're making it for the casuals, like for a fighting let me take that back. Mortal Kombat didn't do it. Sorry, Mortal Kombat didn't add an easy mode. Street Fighter and Tekken did. And what else? But anyway, so to press one button in Tekken and do all these moves in Street Fighter, that's kind of wild. So I think like people shouldn't get shocked now because that is a trend coming to gaming. Because here's the thing. Let's say I say that fighting game looks cool. But man, I'm never going to beat Rudiggs. But there's a chance if I press a couple buttons, I'm like, well, now I might not beat Rudiggs, but I might at least take some damage. He might be like, bro, you did pretty good for that one button thing. And I might be like, hey, now I want to play a little more. I might never be able to beat Rudiggs, but dude, I kind of like could have some fun. So
it's catering to another market of
yeah,
gamers.
We can't hear you, Sablo.
You're muted, buddy.
See, I was laughing at me.
No, y'all was laughing at me. Look, I'm the king of content over here.
Somebody had to take the mantle.
I know, right?
I might come back because my wife, when she started her, she got a new job and went. Oh, testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Hold on, yep, I can.
But when my wife is out of training, her hour's gonna be messed up, and I'm gonna have nothing to do but just come on here with you.
Hey, when that happens, Anthony, it's gonna be the Anthony and Vet show. We gonna terrorize this new batch of gamers that think they know what's up.
Hey, listen, man.
Doc Dark ain't he gonna turn white with how scared he's about to be.
Listen, we're gonna shut down the Xbox International show.
Oh,
yeah. Everybody, we coming for everybody. We coming for Rudiggs and that Stadia controller. We coming for FCAT and that Master Chief suit.
Hey, what was that? What was that other show that FCAT was on?
Oh, King Thrash.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it was.
We about to
thrash who? That's what people are going to be saying.
Exactly.
He don't even know who I am, and I'm already calling him out.
So what I was gonna say about the way the controllers are being handled now in most of these games, I think a lot of it has to be of how the gaming is evolving, and a lot of these games now they have to waste so much more money to make that they need a bigger audience, and the way to get a bigger audience, like you said, Cowboy, they need more people to play it. And some people, like if I'm not good at a fighting game, for example, and every time I play a fighting game, everyone's just whooping my ass, and I'm probably not gonna want to play it. So I was playing Street Fighter. I bought Street Fighter on PC, and they have an easy mode option, which I was looking into it because a buddy of mine, he was very pissed about it because he's very competitive. He's like, "Oh, this shouldn't be," but it's easier for you to like play. But I saw that they have some like it has its flaws, which I think there's like 30% less damage or something like that. And
another thing is when like in Tekken, because I play Street Fighter 2 with that on, you're limited to the moves you could do. So you got
that's true.
Like I got access to like 100 moves in Tekken, where you got access to like maybe 16, not even that, because maybe access to 12 moves, but but I think the approach on Tekken was pretty cool. You could make a button that a button, you hit a button and it turns it off and turns it on. So where you could just all of a sudden access to all your moves and then turn it back on if you're getting in a jam. You maybe got this little cheesy combo you use. So I was against it at first too. I was like, dude, this isn't real. Like this isn't for like the hardcore people. But I had to realize, like, man, when people get mad at Microsoft because they want to put the games everywhere, it's kind of like Phil said, dude, we were in third place. Like, we want to put our games everywhere because at some point, like Sarah said, there's only but so much money, right? And like, how can you get into a new market? How can you discover new gamers? How can you find new gamers to discover your game? You kind of have to do something different because, like, again, Rudiggs, let's say he's the Souls guy, right? And like, I don't want to play that game, but then they do something clever to make me feel like, oh, maybe I do want to play that game.
We'll get into it. Let's get into our next topic. Go ahead and pull it up, Cowboy.
Let's do it. Hey guys, just so if you guys are watching and you're here for the first time to the FCAT show, okay? I am not the host. I'm not the co-host. Whatever FCAT say goes. All right. If FCAT say
He just
Cowboys
works
off the
here.
screen, I'm off the screen. If FCAT say, hey, kick Sour Blow off, listen, you better believe Sour Blow is done. Right.
Oh, damn.
So just so you know,
You already kicked him.
right?
Oh, damn.
FCAT is pulling the strings. So just saying.
Yeah, so Utomic shut down. What a surprise.
What is Utomic?
Right.
I never heard of
They
it.
shut down.
Yeah, so they actually had their app on the Samsung TVs, I think.
Yeah, it was on mine. I downloaded it,
Yeah.
opened it up, and then uninstalled it immediately. Garbage.
So when I tried it, I was like, you know, they have a lot of games. This is not a lot of well-known big games. and
It's like it's like mobile indie games.
and for some
Dude,
reason,
I said it before when it first came out. It was like shovelware. It was just like, yeah, they
Right.
had a big library for a cheap price, but it was like, you know what the problem is in gaming? Sometimes we get excited, right, over a volume. Remember what happened to me? They had that one Xbox show, and I told everybody, I was like, bro, I'm about to buy Xbox X. Like, they showed so many games, and because I didn't jump at it, they was like, well, which game do you like? I was like, it didn't matter. It was so many. And then my brain started clicking in like, all right, well, what game do I really want to buy? And I had to think about it. So Utomic was like crazy because it was like all these games. You're like, damn, and it was super cheap. What was it like?
Yeah, it went on
$5.99?
forever. It went on forever. Remember?
Yeah, what was it like? $5.99? Something
Yeah.
super cheap that you feel like it's a steal. You gotta have it.
I think it would have done better if it was a mobile thing. If it had been a mobile thing for like mobile phones,
Yeah, the
tablets,
mobile
whatever, I think it would
mobile
have done a
app
whole lot
came
better.
late. It came like super late.
Yeah.
And when I tried it, it actually installed the game to my PC, and I was like, hold up, this is supposed to be cloud gaming.
Hey, hold on real quick. Can I say something real quick? Real quick. All right, listen, man. I know I done changed the name of my channel like 8 times since November, but my whole thing was I was moving to Florida from New Jersey. I wanted to switch things up. I was trying to find myself, and I was like, okay, I want it to be more specific to me. And about 2 years ago, I changed the name, which was always the name Momma Knows since 2011. But King Thrash, in his infinite wisdom, said, bro, change the name. Nobody can find you. They don't know it now. You're what? And I was like, fine, I'm going to change it to the cowboy, right? I wear the cowboy hat, whatever. So then when I was moving to Jersey, I was like, moving from Jersey, I was like, let me change it. And then the other day, I thought I found it, Anthony L. Lewis in real life. I'm doing primarily vlogging. And then the other day on Purple Stream, she was like, you can find him from a Now Your Mama Knows. I'm like, why is she saying Now Your Mama Knows? Not even my channel name. And I realized, like, if you still look that up, it still finds me more than everything else because I had it for like, I don't know, 12 years. I was like, you know what? I'm trying to find this and that. I let King Thrash throw me off my axis, but God darn it, a Now Your Mama Knows is back. And the cowboy is here. I'm still Anthony L. Lewis, whatever you want to call me, but the channel is a Now Your Mama Knows. And with that being said, and Now Your Mama Knows. All right, I'm out.
It's about time. That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
So some background on Utomic. They actually started back in 2014, and their initial bite to the game was their smart download technology, allowing players to download small portions of the game and then being able to play instantly. And that way, the rest of the game would just download slowly in the background. But this was a huge and major pain point for PC gamers. However, like any company, they pivoted and released a commercial version of their cloud gaming service. It was initially fundraised by angel investors. And what this tells me is somebody went into a presentation. They said, this is how big the gaming market is. We only want a little sliver. And maintaining a little sliver of the gaming industry is incredibly difficult when there are pillars that have maintained their audience and their community, and they drive where new gamers go to. So they didn't probably flesh out that part of entry into the market, even though they tried to with their Samsung partnership. However, it just wasn't enough to keep them as a key player. Yeah. And so then eventually they went out with not enough money in their subscription model.
Yeah, so when I saw the game charts by growth, um Utomic and Stadia was about even. Luna was like right underneath it, and I'm thinking, maybe Luna could be next.
I don't think so now. I used to think Luna was going to be cut, but I think Amazon has
Luna's
enough money to just keep it floating. And notice, they don't get that many games. So here's the cool thing. If you get a lot of games, it costs you a lot of money. If you don't get that many games, it doesn't cost you that much
But-
money to keep it flying. So I just think it's just going to be something they offer to their customers. Like, oh, we got this cloud thing if you want to play some games.
But here's the thing. I think they're going in a different direction than everyone else. Because if you look at everybody else in the game, in the cloud, whether in cloud gaming, right? You have Ubisoft, obviously they're on everything. But you have like Xbox, their console, PlayStation, console, GFN, and Boostroid, PC gaming. Amazon is to me is more, I know they've got the Ubisoft stuff, but I kind of see with the deal, the partnership that they worked out with GOG, they kind of can corner the market with the old school games. They're still PC cloud gaming, just as Boostroid and GFN are. But the difference that sets Amazon, to me, that sets them apart is they have a massive partnership deal that they worked out with GOG, bringing basically all of, in a slow roll, they're going to be bringing all of GOG over there. Now, and we all, if you're a PC gamer, you know that GOG does mostly older games. That's a huge market. Nostalgic games, retro games, all of that stuff, still is a massive market. And this makes sense to be able to just link it up with Amazon and play it wherever you want.
So my initial thing with the GOG introduction into Luna, that kind of defeats GOG because GOG is known as the DRM free service. And if you put it on a cloud service, now all of a sudden
you can't play those games on the cloud. Right? You can't play those games on the cloud service unless you own the games, though. So it doesn't really do anything. Even if they're on there, if you don't own that game, it does you no good. To if that's all you're looking at, you still have to go and buy the game.
Right.
And I would look at it more as a way, because here's the thing: GOG has a cloud saving storage. So if I play a game on GOG, I'm going to use Cyberpunk because that's the easiest one to remember that people will know. But if I played Cyberpunk and I saved it on my desktop through GOG, it's going to save in there, similar to Steam's cloud storage saving. Then I can load it up on my laptop, pick up right where I left off. If I go and I play it on Luna, it's going to pick up exactly where I left off on whichever device that I was on, whether my laptop or my desktop.
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's similar. Like Steam obviously has that ability when you're using, if you're playing a Steam game on GFN, you play a Steam game on Boostroid. It's the same concept. As long as it syncs, it will sync everything to GOG's service, and then you're able to kind of, connect wherever. So I think that I think that's why you're not going to see these big time games unless Ubisoft puts something on there. Amazon's not going to go out of their way and get games. They don't need to now. That's what I think GOG is going to be for.
So you brought up GFN, and we have a GFN ambassador here, and something happened today.
I mean, you got two GFN ambassadors.
Oh my God!
We don't affiliate with that anymore.
Ouch.
GeForce Now almost people thought it shut down because they changed the payment thing. Y'all know about this?
I did. I learned about it from Rook because he's the only ambassador that I listen to.
So here's the thing. They're giving the paid members a free thing. Like
they're just giving them 5 extra weeks is all they're doing.
Right.
So essentially what they're doing is giving you 1 month of free service.
Basically.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. They reworded it to say, oh guys, that's why it's listed as 5 weeks. Versus, because it sounds like it's more than just saying 1 month.
I mean, 1 month is still, well.
No, I know. But if you say 5 weeks, most people don't be like, how many? Like if you tell me 5 weeks, I got to start using my fingers and count how many weeks in a month. Because is it 4 weeks? Is it 5 weeks? You know, some months there's 4, one there's could be, 3. Who knows? Hell, tomorrow we could find out that December ain't even a month anymore.
I mean,
because it's fake news.
Consider GeForce Now would be like the last cloud service to shut down ever. I know you said that NVIDIA doesn't care about GeForce Now. They care about
don't though.
Graphics cards and
it's graphics cards and AI. That's what NVIDIA.
The 50 series cards came out. We've yet to see the 50 series thing on GeForce Now. When the 4080 came out, they announced it the exact same day coming to GeForce Now. But when you announce the 50 series, nothing, crickets.
I wonder why that was. Didn't help that they had how much money they lost yesterday.
So
NVIDIA
lost
almost $120 billion in one night.
Listen, I got a cowboy hot topic.
Uh-oh.
I personally think xCloud is going to be the premier cloud gaming in the future.
Anthony knows what's up. I mean, the cowboy knows what's up. Clearly, he must have gotten that intel from somebody of a reliable source.
I've been saying it for a while. Like, I just feel like Microsoft does stuff no one likes, but it's the stuff that's going to be what everybody else is doing in the future. And I think, yes, to have something more powerful like GFN, obviously that has the power. They primarily, got the PC games, right? Because you have to have a game on PC. But I feel like when xCloud just get better, and the fact that, so I could pay a subscription for xCloud, which is the service itself, not to mention it has games in the service, a lot of games and day and date games, and they're getting better games. I mean, I don't care who say like we were talking earlier, Brew Diggs did say like, well, look at South Midnight, it's kind of a cheaper game. But dude, when you think of Call of Duty, when you think of Doom, when you think of Ninja Gaiden 4, like these games are coming, right? Now, granted, Xbox is always going to have a cheaper game. They're always going to have, because they got so many studios, right? And studios are different. So you're always going to have, like look at Helldivers 2 on Sony, right? You're always going to have these studios that's going to make, again, like Helldivers. The graphics ain't that great. Like they're decent, but it's not a beautiful looking game. Like I think the shadowing and stuff probably looks good in that game, but the graphics itself
great
is like,
looking game.
This could be a PS4, right? But at the end
Not
of the
at
day,
all.
I think
the explosions, the fire effects.
Yeah.
Now with the squids, the amount of people you got on screen. Listen, Helldivers has got a lot going on.
You done messed up. You done messed up, cowboy. You done messed up crossing the line with.
Listen, that's straight up treason, and I'm gonna have to report you to the Super Earth Council.
Hey, look, I seen you guys was playing last night. I popped in real quick, but I didn't get a chance to chat. But
I think what cowboy means is like if you compare it to like the God of Wars, The Last of Us, it doesn't look of that budget.
Right.
But it doesn't matter at the end of the day because what matters is the gameplay.
What I'm saying is the value that xCloud is giving you is just gonna be almost be undefeated, because it's gonna be like, one, on GFN, you're paying for the service itself, but you still got to buy the games. I'm just saying, xCloud is giving you a lot. Like I still say,
but Anthony,
go ahead.
I'm gonna have to report you as well, Maker. When I report Anthony.
Don't forget with Xbox, with what Microsoft is doing currently in the background. Not only are they do they have the console games, but they're in the process of upgrading the back end stuff to get the 4K 120 with the higher bit rate for that particular level, and adding PC Game Pass into it as well. Not only for just the PC side of things with Game Pass Ultimate, but that PC Game Pass will also be available via the cloud service. And the purchasable game. That's the other thing you got to realize with Game Pass Ultimate is you're getting the stuff that you get with the console, the stuff you get with the PC.
I'm off to dinner. Thanks for having me, FCAT. I will be tuning in. Take care and have a good one. Take care, panel.
See you, buddy.
Take care, Rooted. Take care.
But you have to realize, so you not only, like I said, you get Game Pass with Game Pass Ultimate, you're paying $18 a month currently. I don't know if the price will change. I haven't heard anything. But with that $18 a month, you get PC games, you get console games, You get cloud gaming. You can buy. It's a pretty good catalog of games that you can buy. What games you can buy? I could go and buy NBA 2K25 and play it on any device I want. And I'm buying a Series X game to play on my TV or my Fire Stick or my laptop or whatever I want. Like, so I can already buy those games, and then they're going to add 4K 120. Then they're going to give me PC Game Pass, so I can start playing PC games on my console. If I had a Series X, I can play those PC games in the cloud on any device that I have available. So I 100% agree with Anthony that eventually Microsoft's gaming service will be the gold standard of cloud services, or just services in general. I think GFN will still be there, but GFN caters to one specific niche.
Yeah, my thing always with xCloud is that it's the Series S version of the game, which kind of brings us wait, what?
So it runs on the X.
Yeah. It's always been the X.
It's the Series S version of the game. Digital Foundry confirmed it.
Digital Foundry's full of crap. They don't know anything.
Even I confirmed that it's the Series S version of the game.
Well, I heard Phil told me otherwise. So. I heard from a very reliable Ron Slusser.
Phil, I don't know. He looks like he's about to retire or something, Sourbow, because I'm worried.
He's retiring so Phil Harrison can take his spot. That's what I was told.
Yeah, let's talk about this Phil Spencer interview. I know Sourblow's sweating right now.
He's sweating? Why am I sweating?
Probably because I don't really know.
I don't understand. Why am I? FCAT has this idea of me that I don't know where he gets it from.
All I gotta say, real quick, and then we can continue is
I don't know where FCAT.
Whoever took that photo, whoever took that photo of Phil should be fired because it looks like he's on drugs. Dude, that is a terrible picture.
Yeah, it looks.
I would be firing whoever posted that. And now that picture's been used everywhere.
So if you look behind him, you'll see the handheld and the Keystone box that got canceled or whatever, or supposedly got canceled. Do y'all think that those two devices behind him is the future of Xbox hardware?
Handheld, yes. The Keystone, I think it'll just be another. I don't think that will be the future. I think the handheld and the way that they're already putting their service with regards to cloud, the cloud tech will be the future. I think they'll still have console because let's be real, they're just people that will ride the consoles out until their grave. Yeah. But I think that the Keystone thing, I think they'll eventually roll it out, and there'll be people that might buy it. Maybe you get that for your kid. Depending on the price, if it has access to purchasable games, it has access to the cloud. So you get the PC games, you get the console games, you get the purchase stuff. Yeah, if it's cheaper than buying a full-fledged console, I could see younger parents buying that for their kids if it's priced right. I think the handheld thing, of course, that's where it's going to be going because we've seen handheld is the new thing.
So in this interview, he was asked, what was it? What's the reason to buy an Xbox or something like that? What's the exact quote? Sourblue, do you remember?
I think he said something about
Paris. Paris asked, what's the reason to buy an Xbox or something like that?
Yeah, not the exact same words, but I think he said something about wanting it to be about the hardware. Make the hardware be the capability of the hardware be the reason why you would want to purchase the hardware itself. Not exclusivities or anything like that.
Right, and basically in these interviews, he basically said, that they're still looking forward to putting games on PlayStation, putting games on Nintendo Switch 2, putting games everywhere.
Yeah.
And in another interview with Destin, Destin kind of asked him, "Can you assure me that Starfield is not coming to PS5?" And Phil basically was like, "No."
You know what's crazy
Yeah,
though?
I think games should be everywhere. To be honest, I always been saying it.
I think at this point, historically, we're used to a company making a game and it stay there. Now, Sega was the first company that switched up because Sega didn't have their own console, right? So historically, it's a shocker. But then making games go to PC is kind of like that ease of like easing you into like this is a thing. All right, so now you got stuff like MLB The Show, right, which is on Xbox, right? But then you know, like, well, technically, who owns it, blah blah blah, right? So you get onto the stuff. If you just look at it like what Sourglow said, I think games should go everywhere because at the end of the day, it'd be cool for everybody to get to play. And when you think of it, our saving grace as gamers was crossplay. Crossplay started happening. We was like, now I could play with my friends. But crossplay isn't really doing it as fast as every game isn't adopting crossplay. But if they go ahead and say, you know what, Microsoft said, look, my game could be on there, my game could be in there, my game could be in there. More people will get a chance to play more games. It might add until we'll be able to play more games with our friends. I just think at the end of the day, we are like, oh, Doc said something a long time ago. Doc was like, I'm a dinosaur. I'm holding on to the old stuff. And I agree, right? Same thing with me. Sometimes I'm like, but I've always been an early adopter. Hence, like this is, I keep buying folding phones. I bought the very first one. Like me, sometimes I think it's where we hear something and because it's different, it's no. But at the end of the day, who is it hurting if a company makes a game and it goes somewhere else? And I'll say one last thing. I'll let somebody else jump on. The bigger games a year is usually third party anyway, and they're on everything. So just think about that. If you're mad that one day you might see God of War on an Xbox, well, Call of Duty is on everything, and Grand Theft Auto is going to be on everything, and no one owns that besides one of the companies that make the console owns that game, and that's everybody says it's going to shut everything down.
So my thing is read the title.
Yep, Phil Spencer sees no reason to keep Xbox games away from other platforms. It doesn't.
Do you know why?
It work for us. So
yeah, but do you know why? I'll give you the exact reason why they're doing it this way, and it makes sense. Who does Phil Spencer work for? Microsoft. What is Microsoft? Microsoft's a software company.
Right. But I feel like by him saying it doesn't work for us, this is their last Hail Mary. So
no, I think they're going back to their roots. I don't think so. I don't think it's the last Hail Mary. I don't think there's anything wrong with Microsoft.
Let me say this. There's been people, right, that said Microsoft was going to close down years ago. Not Microsoft. Xbox. Microsoft's going to shut down Xbox. Think about it this way. One of the most expensive things in gaming is the hardware, right? So if they say, you know what, hardware has been, or we're not selling as much, right? So look, let's do an approach where we got all these studios. These are games that people love and people want. Call of Duty, regardless, I said this before, regardless of what you say about Microsoft or Xbox, they losing, they got games, don't got games. You know what you got to say is in 2024, Microsoft had Xbox had the best-selling game of the year, which is Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is now an Xbox game. So if we could try to get out of the console wars for just a second, at the end of the day, for Microsoft, this may benefit them if it's true that at one point Xbox was going to shut down, Microsoft felt like they wasn't going to have them anymore, then look, don't spend so much money on consoles, right? I don't know how many they probably have in the back, but they could produce them as needed, right? As need basis, but just allow your games to go all over. And then guess what? Remember when the court cases showed that there's so much money that Sony would lose if they didn't have Call of Duty? That money's going in the Xbox pocket. So look, you could just have your games going everywhere because now you're still gonna make money on everything. I just feel like it's a boss move. I feel like the smart-minded people is like, no, keep it for yourself. The smarter person is like, it's gonna go everywhere.
It is a genius business move by Microsoft. There's a reason that they rebranded everything to Microsoft Gaming and not Xbox Gaming anymore. That was the telltale sign of where they were going to move,
Yeah.
where things were going. Is
They need to
this,
put
and this
that on
happened
the
months
console.
ago? They changed everything from Xbox gaming. They slowly started that initial rebranding over to Microsoft Gaming. This makes all of this. If you piece all of these things together, it makes perfect sense as to what they planned on doing.
I agree.
And it was to start going back to the roots, and that is Microsoft selling software.
Now let me say this. I think it's different strokes for different folks. I think this is perfect for Microsoft, and I think they also could do it because they got the capital. I think Sony could try to do it, but I think here's the issue with Sony. Sony has always sold you that they're the premium brand. And Sony's always sold you that you have to have a PlayStation in order to get this and that. We obviously know more games played on a PlayStation is third party, right? We obviously know that. So the thing is, them trying to have this brand recognition, right? I think that works for them, that you feel like it's exclusive, you need it. I think what Microsoft is going to show is that you don't really have to do that. But I think, again, we got to remember, Microsoft is an American company. Sony is not an American company. They just do things differently, whereas Microsoft adapts. I'm telling you, when
Hold on,
Xbox
I want to know what FCat's chuckling about. I would like to know what Chuckles is laughing about.
Oh, my bad.
Somebody's laughing, and I know it's because of what Anthony's saying, or or he stared too much into Phil's eyes, because I can't even.
No, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I
I
primarily play on PlayStation. But the thing is, after Stadia, I'm being honest. I got out of the. I used to console war festival, but I was so invested in Stadia, and then Stadia let me down, and I jumped out of Stadia before I even knew they was dying. Remember, I bought a PlayStation 5.
That's because, well, folks,
17th.
don't let him lie. Don't let him lie to you, folks. For those that are watching, he jumped out of it because I told him Stadia was going to die. I jumped out of it
because they didn't get WWE.
I know that's why. That was why.
Like, hey, bro. So anyway,
that was 100% the reason.
I just think I personally think Microsoft is smart. They're future-proof for themselves. And the people who say they're going to die, I think Microsoft going to be around longer than PlayStation, man. You know?
Hey, for those that say that Microsoft is going to die, Xbox, as what we think of an Xbox now and what it's been, yeah, that's going to go away.
Correct.
I saw the writing on the wall with that. Like I said, the moment that it was everything started to shift back to Microsoft gaming. Microsoft's been in gaming before there was Xbox. There was Microsoft gaming. They shifted the focus when they brought the Xbox out because they wanted to compete with the big three. And the big three at the time were what? Nintendo, Sega, and PlayStation and Sony. Now that Sega's out of it, Xbox kind of took up that mantle. Well, really, I mean, the competition was has been Nintendo and Sony. Xbox has competed, and they've done well. They've been around for a long time. Since what, 2001?
Back in the day, it was called Games for Windows or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, but as Microsoft that's still the thing. They've still been in gaming long before they were in the console business. If they transition away from that, I don't think that they're going to lose anything. They're making a killing. Every game that they put on every platform, who's making money? It ain't Nintendo making money for Xbox being there. They're paying. Nintendo has to pay Microsoft to have those games on there. Now, Sony's paying Microsoft.
Let me answer this question. So, Keelan said, but do you think putting your IPs on the rival's platform will devalue the Xbox brand and will detour people from buying their next console? So I will say this. Yes, certain people that would have said, I have to buy this to get this, they won't buy it. And that's true. But remember,
no. I'll counter that with, let's say Sony puts, I'll use this, Spider-Man. You know, the Spider-Man franchise. They put that on, this is a hypothetical. Like, if they were to put it on Xbox and PC, is it going to devalue PlayStation? No, because there are certain things that as a console company or whatever, you can lock certain things exclusively to yours. Because for instance, what was your favorite game that we used to play all the time on Stadia? The Marvel game. No, I'm not knocking this, but there were certain things when it was on PlayStation. Spider-Man was exclusive, or Fortnite. Spider-Man was exclusive to PlayStation. Yeah. You could have him on other devices, but he was just there. He's kind of like Phil.
I mean, so to answer this question, me personally, I think yes, somebody might be like, "Hey, I don't want to buy an Xbox because now I can get it there." That's fine.
Not everybody's poor
here's
like
the
you.
loophole.
I'm sorry, dude.
Here's the loophole. You might not buy an Xbox, but you still bought their game. You know what I mean? So that again, they're pushing
Still a
their
win for
software
Microsoft.
more than They're pushing their software more than their hardware. So at the end of the day, you still fall into the loop because if they think about it, if they sold less consoles but sold more games, right? Now, I did hear Lono from Reforged Gaming say, but it was still going to cost them money to make those ports, and I get that, right? I'm not being naive that yes, it's going to cost money to make a Nintendo.
Not as much as it costs to but it doesn't cost as much as it does to make a console that they lose money on every device.
Correct. So, Purple Haze is in the building. What's up, Purple?
Yeah, console war queen in the house.
You mean the console warrior? Is that the console war queen?
Queen
console war. There we go. That sounds more accurate.
Console war queen.
Yeah. Let's not let her up on this show.
So
she denied me a Veterans Day stream.
The thing about Xbox shutting down, so according to a rumor, it was a rumor from a high portfolio manager, I think it was right, where he said Satya was unhappy with the revenue.
What was that? I was talking with my wife just a moment.
You were just making fun of Purple Haze.
The rumored Xbox shutdown from the portfolio manager thing, where Satya was like he was unhappy.
Yeah, that's all it was a rumor.
Yeah, it was a rumor, but then I mean, Stadia rumor was a rumor also, which turned out to be true.
Well, here's the thing. Look, here's the whole thing with Xbox. When Xbox started, the main reason why it started was because Microsoft wanted a platform where they can get to the public, because they were very bad with like the public. Like, people had a very bad image.
That's because they killed my Windows Phone. That's why Microsoft had a bad image. They still do.
Besides that, they had a lot of issues going on, and Xbox with the gaming became a platform that gamers got behind, and that was a good little small division for them. Now with the whole Activision Blizzard purchase, Microsoft got extremely big, so big that we saw that they even made more money than the Windows division, which now there's the huge branch in the Microsoft division. So now they're going to keep a bigger eye, especially with all the money they spent. So they're going to have certain goals that they're going to want to reach. And, could this be true? Maybe. Who knows? But I don't think, after 1 year or 2 years, if they don't meet the goals the first few years, that it's going to be like, oh, let's scratch the whole Xbox division. I think it's going to take more than that.
So real quick, Purple Haze asks what was behind him. That's the handheld and the Keystone cloud device behind him. Keep Purple.
That you'll never get your hands on.
Right, it's gonna sit on Phil Spencer's shelf, and you're never gonna see it come to fruition. But yeah, so there was some other stuff that came out. Phil Spencer comments on the Series S parity concerns, and this is where I think he kind of messed up, because I thought we were walking away and getting away from the Series S parity with Series X, because we were starting to kind of see games where it was different. They had different features from the S version and the X version, and I was like, okay, we're going in the right direction. Now you're gonna double down because it helps other devices like ROG Allies and Steam Decks and whatnot, and the Nintendo Switch too. Like, it's just weird to me.
Well, here's the thing, FK. I'm gonna say this. Most people, that we see on Twitter and on Spaces and all that, they're all mad about the Series S. But at the end of the day, I mean, Microsoft, they have all the data, and they probably know who are the users that actually play the games, or and who is not playing the games, and how many users they have in each console.
I understand
So
that.
if they're doubling down on this, there has to be a logical reason for
I
that. I
understand that,
assume.
but
I don't think they're.
there's an issue. There's an issue. There is an issue there because
Is
there's
there
all
an
these
issue?
yes, all these devs have came out since Gotham Knights, Team Kill Media, uh, Game Science, Larian, like the list goes on of people who blew the whistle on a Series S.
But then most of these devs have come out and they have released their game on the S,
Right.
and a lot of
And
them have even gotten it to the 60 FPS that supposedly they couldn't.
like you don't find it
So,
odd that we're now getting co-op for Baldur's Gate 3 on Series S?
No,
Now,
I
no,
a
don't.
whole
I
year
don't.
later.
You want to know what's the real problem? The real problem the Xbox has is that they're the smallest out of the three platforms in terms of users. And if me as a developer, that I'm actually, I'm starting to learn development. If I'm creating a game and I have to sacrifice one of the platforms, most likely is going to be the platform with less users, and that's their main issue. I guarantee you that if it was the other way around, and PlayStation would have had the weaker console, developers would find a way to release the game in the weaker console, and they will prioritize it because it has the most users. At the end of the day, that's the most important. How many users?
I agree. Well, yeah, who has the most users is going to get that's where the games are going. I mean, and let's be real. If you are limited on funds, are you going to sell half your shit and buy an overpriced PlayStation 5 or drop $1,000 on that stuff, or are you going to go and buy what you can afford so you can play games? You're going to buy a Series S.
Yeah.
Why do you? That's
Yeah.
why it sells more.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, I don't know what the sales numbers were, but I can guarantee you the Series S sold a ton of them.
Yeah, I was saying this last week.
I think the Series S sold more than the Series X, right?
Well, yeah, and why is that? Because
No,
not many
actually,
people can't afford.
the Series X
The
actually
economy
caught up
is
recently.
rough.
It actually
Like-
caught up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the Series X actually caught up.
But it
I was
was
correct.
selling more for how many years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because of COVID.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, if you look at the economy nowadays, it still ain't where it used to be pre-COVID. So what's going to sell? a $700 overpriced plastic Alienware machine? I mean, sorry, PlayStation 5 Pro or a Series S?
I think, like I said last week on Epic, people are gonna choose Series S over the Switch 2.
I don't know about that. I don't know about.
Right.
Although actually, have they announced what the hold on? Have they announced what the price is though?
No, we're not gonna know anything until April.
Well, I've heard rumors. So I have heard
Yeah,
rumors, and
I've heard 400.
I've heard 500 actually, 400 or 500. And
the price of what?
The Switch 2. I've
2.
heard from a couple of people that it's going to be between $400 and $500. If that is the case, that's going to be a hard sell for Nintendo. And I understand with the new hardware, all the new things that it's got, but that's a hard sell to. But I know that there will still be Nintendo people that will buy it. Like, you can't question Nintendo on pricing, because no matter what, look what they did with the underpowered hardware that was in the Switch and made that thing sell like it was cracked to, people on the streets.
I think what Nintendo's gonna do is they're slick. I don't think it's not gonna break the bank, because they're just gonna have 2 years later an OLED model. So I think the first one that comes out is gonna be pretty basic, right? It's gonna be a big Switch, right? It's gonna do everything
Sony still sold 70 million.
but it's bigger, and I think it might be like I can't see it more than $399. And then 2 years later, you get the OLED, and then a couple of extras. They'll make more money because then you'll end up buying it twice.
Well, that's there. I mean, Perp says it right that Nintendo sold 12 million consoles of the Switch at $350. So, but that's the thing. No matter what, Nintendo fans are going to buy it because Nintendo fans and Nintendo themselves are in a different category. You can't, if you trash Nintendo, you're canceled effectively. If Nintendo doesn't sue you into oblivion, the community will cancel you. You can't they don't they do their own thing.
Then Nintendo losers ain't canceled me yet.
Well, they don't know. They saw what happened. You got shunned by the community, and you turned into this weird Anthony does content nonsense. They said, "Look, we would have sued you if you were, the cowboy, but you ran away and hid." So, it is what it is.
Fair enough. That's fair. That's fair.
Actually, see, they did cancel you. You had to change your name.
Hey, hold up, Bet. They ran me out of Jersey.
Exactly. See, I told you they got you, but they didn't get me because they can't come find me in the mountains.
Hold up, Bet. You don't live in West Virginia. You live in Virginia, right?
Yes, Virginia.
They can find you. They can find you. If you lived in West Virginia, I'm like, leave them alone.
Yeah, we ain't nobody go there. Chess, Perp. I would destroy you in chess. Let's be real. Any day, any time. That's why I'm the king. Of all things.
On the back.
Switch one. But see, this is the thing. Like we talk about this stuff with the Switch and the Switch 2. Nintendo's going to dominate that whole area. The only company or the only thing that could give Nintendo a run for their money is going to be Valve, and when it comes to Steam OS. Silly vet. Are you... now, Perp, I know that you ignored me about that Veterans Day stream, but when it comes to content and all of that in chess, I will destroy you.
At $4.99.
Oh,
so Game Pass looks pretty stacked.
Game Pass is going to just. Well, hold on before I jump on the Game Pass bandwagon. Does PlayStation have anything coming? Oh, that's right. Nobody knows.
No.
Right. What do they got?
Can I play?
What do they got?
If I have a Mac,
they got Ragnarok. They got Suicide Squad, Forspoken, and Atlas Fallen.
Hey, look, Suicide Squad was straight garbage, anyways.
Suicide Squad, but PlayStation got shovelware.
Can I be white because that's the color of my skin?
Cool though? What we said earlier when Rudigs was on, we were saying like if you haven't played some of those games and then you get a remake or a remaster, then that's cool. So same thing. If you haven't played
that's all they put on PlayStation. That's all they give you. I'm paying. What is it? How much is PlayStation Plus Premium to get all the benefits? It's what, like 20 something a month?
I don't know. I dropped it a year.
Premium's only worth it because of the PS5 cloud.
Yeah, but that doesn't do anything. The PS5 cloud, that cloud crap is a joke to begin with because it doesn't do any good for you. You're locked into Windows. You're locked into a console, or I guess the Portal, your $200 Portal, which is essentially. My kid's got my cell phone. Oh wait, that's my PlayStation Portal. Is my cell phone because it does the exact same thing. Here's the thing is, if I'm looking at which is the better deal, PlayStation service, their subscription service, or Game Pass. Game Pass bitch slaps, excuse my language, but they will bitch slap Sony subscription right to the curb because with Game Pass, I can use that on any device. Amazon Fire Stick, PC, Linux, Mac OS, laptop, tablet, Apple, doesn't matter what it is. Sony subscription, I can use that on their their $500, their $700, their $200 devices, and that's basically, or Windows, and that's it. There's no Android, there's no iOS app, there's none of that.
Personally, I thought what they were gonna do was they were gonna combine like their Crunchyroll and their like Sony movies into like all one.
Except I think they brought Crunchyroll back again, didn't they? Yeah.
That would have been nice.
It would have been. It would have made sense. But it seems that Sony's more about all talk than anything else these days.
I just want
Don't worry about Sony.
Siphon filter, man. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, now if Sony came out with a new, what was that? SOCOM, it's a done deal. I'll drop. Look, if you come out with a brand new SOCOM and say it's exclusive to the PS5 Pro or the PS6, I'm gonna have to go ahead and splurge because then I may have to get. I would have to, because there ain't no game that can touch SOCOM. That was the best game.
Yeah, probably last 2 weeks like Concord.
What's that? Did you say concrete? Oh, Concord. I'd never heard of that before. What's that? What was that? What was that from? Was that like a PlayStation 1? No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, Game Pass looks pretty stacked. If you're a gamer where the games are dropping, you definitely need to be on Game Pass within the next couple months because there's a lot of games on there. And
there are not only just the
nothing on the PS Plus side. Nothing.
You sure? I'm sure they got something. Hold on, let's see here. PlayStation Plus games. Are we talking Plus or we do? I'll be nice and do premium.
What's their next day one game on PS Plus?
Oh, they don't do game one. They don't do day one. Let's be real. Every now and then. Very rarely. Let's be real. Very rarely do.
The last one is Harry Potter Quidditch. Yeah,
that was garbage. Let's be real. That was trash. No one count. We don't count that.
They did FCAT's game. They won. What was it? Stray, the cat game.
That's great. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Suicide. Yeah, that's garbage. Now, I will say though, I will not knock. The only game that I would not knock would be Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered.
Damn.
Because Need for Speed
there you go.
is a badass game. I can't say nothing negative about Need for Speed. So they got me on that one. Oh wait, I can play that on Game Pass Ultimate already. Never mind.
You were talking about Immortals of Avium, right?
I think he said your favorite game was Stray, wasn't it? Because you're a cat and so
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I got the look. I got the dad joke. I know what was up. I got the message. I was waiting to see.
So this happened just recently. Cowboy Bullet Up.
Well, I know that, Kellen, but I also heard Sony ain't got no games. Look, someone's got to be a troll on this network.
Cowboy. Where's Cowboy? He went.
I think his wife is beating him up.
Yeah.
I saw the wife walk. The wife walked in the background, and I saw the look. I know what that is because I've gotten it numerous times. If you see my game room's a disaster office, whatever you want to call it. So I know the look. He got the look. He's like, she was probably like, the dishes ain't done, the trash ain't done, you didn't vacuum, you didn't do the laundry. Get off that damn computer, boy.
Wait. Let's ask Sourbow what do you think TikTok's gonna do for Microsoft?
Oh, there you go.
If Microsoft buying TikTok is a good thing.
I don't even think they're. I mean, if they even use it for gaming, they're probably gonna take a long time, which I don't even know if that's gonna do anything for them. I don't really have the confidence that they're actually gonna do the right thing.
I hear if Microsoft buys it, it takes over it. They're just gonna rename it, rebrand it Mixer Talk.
Mixer Talk.
Before they give it the axe.
Yeah, they're not good with those type of.
You think they'll put
Kellen?
TikTok?
No, Kellen. Look. I had a PlayStation 1. I had a PS2. I had the PS3. I had the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the PS5. Then I had the Series X, the Series S. I had a PS5 again.
No, if they
PC, I just like to troll everybody because all gaming sucks except for what I play.
I think in the past, PlayStation has had more of like the banger games. If we call them
no question.
But
they have
no question. But I think the future, Xbox making this acquisition just came in, like I said, last year, 2024, you know what you have to say about Xbox? They had the game that sold the most, the top selling game of the year, which is Call of Duty. So I think what Xbox did with the $80K deal is they future-proof themselves.
Well, and if Sony had wanted the top selling game, they could have bought Activision, couldn't they? They had the opportunity. They could have bought it. They chose not to.
Yeah, I mean, I think because they're from a different country, they think a little different than we do.
Well, yeah, because we're fucking crazy, and
But at the end of the day, I think I'm still like, my preference is PlayStation because I'm a big God of War fan.
Okay, well, then we'll get along.
So when I think of preference, I just think of what you have to have, right? If somebody, like when I was leaving Stadia, I was literally thinking about getting an Xbox because Game Pass was like, yo, that sounds such a good deal. But it was like, dude, I would never be able to get the next last if I only chose one. Okay, I wouldn't be able.
I know. I was there for that because we I think I trolled you numerous times about that because I was like, you're not even a spot. You ain't no Doc Dark. Because I don't see nothing hanging in your washroom.
So the thing is, like, so the reason why I would, if you know how you see them pictures, it says one of these must go. So like, let's say it was Nintendo and it was PlayStation and it was Xbox and it was I guess is all we really got, right? Or Sega, right? And it said one of them must go. Well, take Sega off because everybody probably say Sega. So if it said one of these must go out of Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation, and when you get rid of one of them, all of their legacy goes. It'll be like, oh man, because Mario and Zelda and stuff was just amazing and what Nintendo stood for, right? And then it'd be like, man, I was such a big fan of Halo, and I swear, when Gears of War 1 came out, the world, they never seen a game like that blew people away. Like Gears of War 1 was like, what game is this? And then the same thing, with God of War and just so many franchises that PlayStation had that I'm like, so it'll be hard. So what I'm trying to explain is I no longer care about like, oh, this versus this, but I just primarily like PlayStation because they just have more of the games that I have to have, right? Like if it came down to it, like I have to play the next Last of Us. I have to play the next God of War. Like, these games I've been like, whereas like, I didn't play the like I took years before I got back into the Gears of War, but I beat them all, right? But I left off for years. Whereas The Last of Us, I had to play the first one and the second one, and God of War every year it came out, I played them. You know what I mean? And Halo, I stopped playing. So for me, I guess like I could get around to playing the Xbox games, but I don't need to do it right away. But I don't have nothing against Xbox. Like I'm really out of this console war mentality where it's like, it's PlayStation over everything, Nintendo over everything. I'm like, dude, we could all coexist in the same realm. Find a game you like. And me personally, I want to start talking about game versus game. Ooh, what level was you on? Like, I beat this. I get tired of like, well, PlayStation makes more money. Well, Xbox got the bigger deal. Like, I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is.
No, I was gonna say, do you think TikTok can come to Xbox like as an app, like Mixer did, and you can broadcast straight to it?
If
Mixer did.
If they actually get a hold of it, I could see that. If they actually get a hold of it, I could see it happening. Because it's already on all these other platforms, right? TikTok, I can download it on my Samsung TV. I can download the app on my
Windows Store. It's on the Windows Store.
Yeah, it's on the Windows Store. It's on the Microsoft Store. It's on Samsung. Has an app I can download for it. Apple TV has an app for it. What are you talking about? That's okay. That's just some towels and a thing. The rest of it, all right, well, whatever. You know what? I don't have to explain myself. I ain't gotta explain myself in my mess.
The only device that doesn't have it is Shield TV, remember?
Roku TV is the only one that doesn't have a TikTok app.
They won't update their crap.
Yeah.
FCAT, do you need me to pull up your slides?
Yeah, go ahead. So this happened recently. Apparently Xbox teased World of Warcraft coming to console.
Man, they've been saying that for years. Let's be real.
Now, when
I
I
think
first
that's been a
heard
rumor
about
for years. If I
when I first heard
recall.
about it, I was like, okay, so is the subscription included with Game Pass? Because
Probably not.
No, see,
that's what
I
people
don't think.
expect.
I don't think they would add the subscription would go. I think you would still have to have the. I don't play the game because that's what like I'm not a nerd, so I don't understand that World of Warcraft nonsense. It's not my game, but I do know that there is a subscription to play it. I believe. I don't see it going to micro. I don't see it just disappearing. Because that's a completely different company.
No, I'm saying like the subscription gets included with Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. This one doesn't really. I don't really care for this. I think this is just a weird game, and I don't understand any of it because it's not like it's a civilization game. It's just you sit there and move your mouse, and I don't get it. I'll
Yeah,
have
I
to
was
pass on that one because I don't know this. I
like,
don't have a valid smart person reply for
yeah,
it.
I would think, they would include this subscription and all the expansions included with Game Pass. I mean,
I'll be
that's
right back. I gotta let my dog out.
yeah,
All right.
that's what most of the Game Pass people would expect. Is Sour Blood still there? I don't
He might be.
know.
He said, "Be right back."
Oh, okay. What you think, Cowboy? Or you already said something?
I think. I mean, listen, more games is cool, right? I don't. It's definitely not a console style game, but they, if they could break it down to be kind of like Elder Scrolls Online, like, because I feel like Elder Scrolls Online has a lot going on for being a console person, but it was also cool because I was able to play that game. And I got really into it. I even spent the $15 a month to get the little wolf and all this other nonsense when I was playing on Stadia. But I think it simplifies it enough to where I was able to play it and I just wasn't doing all this other crazy stuff. So I think World of Warcraft, if they could simplify it, because console people are going to be like, what the hell with all the buttons and everything. You know what I mean?
Right. So I guess we gotta call out the console war queen if she's still in chat. She was
Damn, you
all
trying to
against.
call her out?
She was all against the ABK deal. I wonder if she's against Microsoft buying TikTok.
Actually, I would like to hear her take on that. Oh, look, he said Final Fantasy Online is that way, so I'm going to base it on that. And Final Fantasy Online is a separate subscription.
Right. It's kind of the same thing. But I'm saying, like, most of the Xbox PC guys are going to be like, oh, I want that subscription included with Game Pass.
I mean, you're definitely going to hear people say that. Why not, right? Why would you not want something for free? But are you getting it for free? I doubt it. And I think, honestly, it's funny to say people are going to say this and say that. But to be honest with you, it's like reality versus fiction. The fiction is console warring and saying this and that, like saying dumb stuff like, oh, don't get it free. But it's like, you ain't going to work and they're giving you a raise every day, right? Like people are in reality. Like as funny as it might seem, but people do live in reality. Like the internet might say dumb stuff and make you feel people are stupid. People aren't that stupid. They just are
Oh,
playing
you didn't hear the
stupid.
new narrative, Cowboy?
Huh?
You didn't hear the new narrative?
What's that?
So if you buy Dune the Dark Ages on your PS5, you're paying for Sour Blood's Game Pass for free.
What do you mean?
That's the new narrative. PlayStation people are, when they buy the Xbox games, is funding Xbox players to be able to play games for free.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, think about it. Sony said when they would sell Call of Duty on PlayStation, they was able to fund their games. I mean, that makes sense. That's why I said it's more of a boss move. Xbox having all these studios, right? And Xbox having all these studios now is like a boss move, because now it's like, oh wow, now
To
you
to
know.
me, it sounds like oh, you pay taxes, so I get food stamps. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, see, I feel like I don't know, the mentality of that is definitely not my mentality. My thing is, it's a business, right? So think about it. When you first have your business, you have like a little store, but you always wish that your products could be all over, right? And then you get mass producing products, and now Amazon's people can buy a product on Amazon and buy it there, but like that's what a business want to do, right? You don't want to just stay in your garage, right? So like if somebody on PlayStation is buying a game and is putting money in their pocket over there, like that, I think that would be the goal, if you ask me. Hold up. So, Michael, what's up, Michael? How's it going? Let's go. Rudik said, does Jim stand for something? No, I think it just stands for, you know what? I don't know. I actually bought this off of Temu. I don't know if it stands for anything. I just bought a bunch of gym
So
workout outfits on
I
Temu.
don't know if you caught that, Sarah, about the new narrative that if say like Cowboy buys Doom on PS5, that funds you being able to play Game Pass games for free.
I'm gonna answer this, and then I gotta actually go because I got some visitors. But
Okay.
I don't think it funds Game Pass as a whole, but it does fund like more games route, because it's like at the end of the day, like they are making money putting games on more platform. So the money that they do make, they can reinvest to.
Yeah, Sarah Blow, when you was gone, I said it's the same thing when Sony said with Call of Duty on their platform, they were able to make more games. So same thing with Xbox. But before you go, Sarah Blow, I got somebody that's coming on, and I don't know if you want to leave yet, because it's none other than Purple. Hey,
Purple.
let's go.
Actually, I'm only gonna come for just a little bit. I just want to say, Nintendo wins. Now your mama knows.
Hey,
Now your mama.
hey, Purple, I'm about to get on this jet and come to your house. You better stop playing with me.
And
right?
now your mama knows.
Oh man.
Oh man, I do gotta say, now that Purple's here, this Friday actually, I'm starting kind of like a monthly podcast, and Purple Haze is gonna be my first guest,
Let's
and
go.
it's kind of inspired of. Have you seen the Marvel's What If?
Right.
Have you heard of it? It's
Yeah,
something
I
like
heard,
that.
I heard you were talking about the Purple's thing.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like
No,
that.
no. Do me a
but-
favor. Explain it to the people that's watching, man.
Sure. It's gonna be What If. So
Oh, wait. You gotta explain yourself and everything. Let the people know who you are and what you got going on, man.
Okay, I'm Sour Blow. I'm part of the XBI podcast on Wednesdays, so every Wednesday at 7 p.m. But I'm starting a new project. Got my own channel, Mystic Fragments, and the whole purpose of the channel is I'm trying to become a game developer as a whole. But I'm also want to do other things on the side. Like I have a magazine going on. I made the January one. I'm actually working on the February one. And then on top of that, like I said, I got a new show going on. It's called What If, and we're gonna use something from like video games, like a topic from video game, and we're just going to have a conversation of what if so and so happened. For example, the first one is with Purple Haze, and it's gonna be what if Stadia never quit? What if they actually succeeded? What would have happened? So I think it's gonna be super interesting, especially having Purple, which she did love Stadia. I think it's one that you, Cowboy, probably gonna enjoy because you were a big fan of Stadia.
I never liked City.
Sure.
No, that's really cool, guys. Definitely check out Sour Blow. He's definitely a friend of the channel. just a good dude, man. We were actually gonna meet before.
Yeah.
In Canada, and he was coming to New
So it's
York.
not Canada, New York, upstate, but it's pretty close. Pretty close.
Upstate New York. I apologize. And we're gonna try to meet, but it literally we just missed the window. But good dude. You know what's cool is when I searched your channel, it was the first thing that came up. That I like that. But here's Sourbo's channel, Mystic Fragments. Definitely check it out. You guys are watching this back. Click on the link. Also here is Xbox International Podcast right here. Definitely check on the link. These guys are good. You guys still streaming Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
So Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I was a guest one time. It was so much fun. And they do a great job because they are Xbox fans, but they're very open-minded. Although when Purple went on there, they kind of, they almost wanted to burn him down. But anyway, good dude, and definitely check out his content. But
I think it's more the chat. The chat gets pretty wild sometimes. They get pretty offensive. And then sometimes I gotta control Crazy Lou a little bit. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, he's doing his thing, man. I see him always streaming in
all
the morning and all that. Now he's streaming off of the channel, right?
I'm laughing at my son. He's trying to be sneaky in the background.
And he's streaming on the Xbox International.
Yes.
He's doing, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yes, he is doing.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys for allowing me to come over and have a great rest of the show.
Nah, I appreciate you coming on. I mean, I asked FCAT. I was like, FCAT, is it okay if Sourbo's on? He's like, all right, let him on. So
he has like the wrong impression of me. He thinks I'm like the die-hard Xbox guy. I don't know where he gets that from, but okay.
Cubini's got that. Cubini's worse than you, Sourbo.
Sourbo's good dude, man. All right, Sourbo.
All right, take care.
So it looks like we got King Thrash in the chat.
Oh, Thrash is in the chat? Where is Thrash? Oh, Thrash is in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Thrash. Thank you, Thrash, for.
So look. Hey, Thrash, you're so wild, man. So I said, I made a post, and it's a clickbait, man. But look, Thrash, you better stop playing. My man FCAT, he the new guy on the scene. All right, this is his show today. And wait, FCAT already been on your show a couple times, so you already know who FCAT is. So.
Well, one of them got deleted, and just the show, the last show he did.
Yeah, just the other day he was on your show. But now Thrash, my man FCAT, I was trying to tell him, like, dude, you gotta create your own thing. He was like, no, I don't know. But, so this is on Tuesdays, whenever he feel like it. He's doing his own show. He got his own topics. And it's a little wild. FCAT get crazy, man. So I just letting people know King Thrash was cool, but King Thrash says, I'm new. Look, man, FCAT is the new King Thrash, all right? I said it here first. Tell him, FCAT.
I went on there. I was like, yo, what's this no cap trying to paint me like? I was like, no, man, I don't care about, Doom being owned by Xbox or being on Game Pass. Doom was always good before, Xbox and Game Pass. I was just like, Game Pass looks stacked. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. And then, hold on. I got a message to King Thrash since he's watching. You know what, King Thrash? It's been about 2 years since you and I did that. Man, it's been 2 years? A year and a half at least since we did the charity event. And you told me I should change my name. And I've been changing my name since. And Purple Haze said, hey, you guys could catch him on his channel, Now Your Mama Knows. And they hit me. Man, I've been changing my name for like 2 years since my man King Thrash. But it was cool. But I thought about it, Thrash. I had to get back to where it started. And Now Your Mama Knows. So thank you for helping me try to diversify myself and just do different things. And it's kind of crazy that I just changed the name back and then you just popped up today. So I want to thank you for that as well, for trying to help me get more discovered. But I think if I stick to my thing, and this is my brand as it's been for many years, and the logo has my grandma in it, it'll still do the same justice. So I just want to say thank you personally, Thrash. for trying to change the cowboy. And now your mama knows. All right, I'm done.
Purple still here? Yeah,
Purple's
Purple's
still
still here. So Purple, Microsoft, TikTok,
Look,
Donald Trump.
first, I just want to say, Severin keeps going. Like I said it from the very beginning. If they extended and restructured the deal, it would go through. Everybody said they weren't going to do that, and I said then it won't go through, and then they did that, and it went through. So please stay in your lane and let the grown-ups actually talk about business.
Damn.
All right. Where are we going? What do you want to know?
Microsoft.
Hold on, Purple. Let me follow that up real quick. Hold on, let me follow that up real quick. Hey, let me tell you something, Severin. You and me was going back and forth in the Discord earlier. Stay in your lane like the child that you are, all right? Because Purple is damn right. You and your crazy takes. If I hear one more time you go into Purple's chat, my chat, the Discord, and come in like, well, as a PC guy, bro, you call yourself a PC guy, but you spend so much money on these consoles. You say you play this, bro. You're just an all-around gamer. I don't know why you walk in and try to sound like the smart guy in the room. Well, as a PC guy, bro, you're not a PC guy. And if you are, then stop claiming and bragging about the consoles, but I own this and that. I got the big, massive collection of consoles. So one time I called you out and said, bro, then you're just a collector. Why are you trying to get in a console talk? No, what you mean? I'll play them too, this, that. So, bro, you either this or you that. Because you're trying to talk like you're a console warrior guy, but then you're like, no, I'm PC, so they don't console warrior. Yes, they do. So, bro, you're not the PC guy you claim to be. You are an all-around gamer, right? You got everything. You play everything. You might prefer PC a little more, but but then you're like, if consoles got rid of this, then I just would only be on PC. So wait, let me get this right. You're still buying stuff on consoles all the time, but you still got a PC. You would think if you got a PC, you would be like, well, I get the same game on PC and it looks better and I got higher frames and I can mod, I can put the cowboy in the game and everything, right? But no, you still over here buying a bunch of console games because they're on disc, but you could have the better version. I'm kind of confused with you being the PC guy. So please don't let me catch your mother going in another chat and announcing. This is what he do every time in every chat. Every time it's a conversation, he come in, well, as the resident PC guy, shut up! Right? You know what? Mother effer, I ain't have to do this in a minute. But you know what, Sam? This is for you.
Man the fuck up.
I'm sorry. I put the cowboy hat on, and I just, you know what I mean. We already told him I was going to be wilding today. So, and I'm sorry, FCAT. This is your show. My bad. I'm sorry. I digress. I'm sorry.
All right. So before Purple has to go, so Purple, Microsoft, TikTok, Donald Trump. Your thoughts?
I mean, Microsoft was in talks to buy TikTok before with Oracle and Walmart, so it wouldn't surprise me. But it also wouldn't surprise me if the president is just talking to bid up the price, right? Like, there's probably a bunch of different groups that are involved with that conversation, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's just trying to bid up the price so he could then, if ByteDance ends up selling it, he can take credit for like some huge deal.
Oh, they have to, or else they won't show back up on the App Store.
Yeah, but you're like, it depends on if they like. I get what you're saying, but I also feel like if it truly is some type of thing where, like, they have a lot of leverage, right? They could just say, yeah, we're leaving. Oh, by the way, all your people are jumping onto our other Chinese app, right? There could be a way that they try to undermine the credibility of the US. So, like, that's why I say when you start talking about international geopolitical players, it's a very different ball game, and their outcomes are not always monetary.
Right.
Hey, hold on. I got something for QB.
Hey.
I see he popped up in the chat. Don't think you all walk around and not these hands either.
He's about to jump to the internet and kill you,
He's
comedian.
next. Purple,
Bro.
hey, Purple, they got me on some stuff today, Purple.
Hey, Cowboy, I was thinking if they put TikTok on the Xbox and you could broadcast to TikTok, they could bring back the Connect. And you could dance all in front of the Connect and go to TikTok. Genius!
Yeah, jumps at the
Phil
law.
Spencer, Microsoft, hire me. I got the idea.
Kubini, what do you mean? Kubini, what do you mean? The law is the law. Like it's a law passed by Congress. He can't unilateral. He signs off on the deal. He can extend it if there's a deal going on. If it's so much like there's a reason why it's not on the app stores, right? Because both Apple and Google don't feel like what's been done protects them from lawsuit. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, like you have to have a seller to have a buyer and vice versa.
Yeah, sure. Well, what would be the benefits? That's my thing.
It's a huge benefit. That's a huge benefit. Microsoft's been trying to have a property that acts where people go frequently, is a low lift social media platform. Like they don't have that. So that like it's a pretty big reason why they would try to buy it. But again, from what I've seen, I'm not sure. It seems like Oracle in the what I saw, Oracle would be the one that owns the day-to-day operation, and that would make sense for Larry Ellison and his group as well.
I thought a while ago they were saying, what's the dude's name that owned Activision? I thought he was trying to buy it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. The guy, Bobby Kotick, Mr. Beast's name's been thrown around. I mean, there's venture capitalists and hedge funds who like currently are heavily invested in it. There's a lot of names. And so that's why I said, I mean, if you brought this up 2 weeks ago or a week ago, Elon Musk's name's been thrown around, even though I don't think he can actually afford it right now. So yeah, he would have to sell a lot of stuff. He's very leveraged. Like Goldman Sachs has been selling his debt on the Twitter. Like a lot of people, like he has a lot of money, but that money is locked up. Like he leveraged a lot of it to get Twitter. And so he would have to sell something to free up that money.
Purple, I heard you trying to buy TikTok.
Nah, I don't want that. I've never used the thing. Never used it. All I've been doing
TikTok is when my wife is on it.
No, I don't use social media. I don't use Facebook. Only thing I use really is YouTube. I use Twitter just to like comment randomly or to connect like as an email thing. I don't really use
Facebook come in handy for me because it helped me remember people's birthdays. But honestly, all I do with social media is I just share my links for my stuff. I know the real people in real life, they hate me. It's like, all he do is share his stuff. Like I don't really have a use for it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what I said. That's my opinion on it. FCAT's not here.
Look, man, this
Bobby Kotick isn't it? I mean, all of them are like most people who have that amount of money are very detached from reality, unless they're like I don't know.
Well, I think TikTok, it is like American culture now. So if you could get it and keep it sustainable, and you probably have something on your hands. I don't see it going away. If it doesn't go away, you know what I mean?
The biggest risk I see is that they are trying to say, hey, we will buy it, but without the algorithm, right? China said that they won't sell out. So they're like, I think a lot of the American groups that are trying to buy it are trying to buy it without the algorithm, which drops the price a lot. So then that, like, I could see like, oh, this isn't as good as the old TikTok or something like that happening. Kind of similar to when News Corp bought MySpace, right? Like they bought MySpace already when it was on the decline, but like they had to write that off eventually just because it never lived up to the hype.
Yeah. Damn, man, they got rid of my MySpace, man. MySpace was crazy back in the day. So I had MySpace was like I felt like you was a coder that had MySpace. Like I was able to Huh?
Severance, like anyone with a decent amount of money is an ass. That would be me. I'm not talking like okay, like
Right.
I'm not. We could talk net worth here, but I'm really talking about people when you're talking over like 500 mil and above, right? I'm not talking like several of us are millionaires in the community, you know. Like I'm not talking that. It's like the group that makes more money than they can spend in a lifetime, like spending hundred millions of dollars. Like that's the group.
The crazy thing is though, Purple, you would think you would, be a good tipper, but it's sad that you're not.
You're right. You
You
would
know what I
think.
mean?
You would think.
New
You would,
thing.
You
you
would
would
think.
think,
Speaking of people, I'm Ghost in the Garage. Have you seen that guy? He supposedly has a lot of money, or his wife has a lot of money. So I'm interviewing that guy on Thursday.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Okay.
Yeah, Ghost in the Garage. He had a channel, but I don't know. I don't know
Did
what
he?
happens because I know he was playing
Did he,
Call of Duty one time, and I
did
was
he
watching
change
him.
the name or was it always that?
It was always like Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Garage, something
Mm.
in. It's always that, but he's always on. At least on Twitter, he's always posting like he owns like a 1,000-acre farm, and he's always posting all this stuff. But I mean, if those I've seen his videos, and that's him in the pictures, and so he's like driving like whatever that SUV Lamborghini is and stuff.
So, to Rue Diggs's comment about Phil Spencer either doing juice cleanse or he's doing Ozempic. Yeah, he's like I wouldn't be surprised, Purple, if we see him walking Sarah Bond step up and she takes it home.
Listen,
Who's
y'all
this?
be laughing. Y'all be laughing, but dude might got cancer or something. It could be that.
No, I totally think Phil Spencer is going to either they're going to make another role for him or something. I think Cowboy's exactly right. Like this is the same thing that happened with Susan Wojcicki, the former CEO of YouTube. Like a lot of people were like laughing at her, and then she stepped down. They made fun, and then like a year later, she's dead.
Yeah.
You know, like
the thing is, when I seen it, he was so thin. I thought it was AI. I was like, I literally said on Twitter, I was like, man, that ain't real. That's AI. Like, and then I seen it again. I was like, oh wait, this is a real video because they had the video of him interviewing with the black dude. I don't know his name, but and he was like, oh, so you think why would people want to buy an Xbox? And I was like, oh wait, that really is Phil Spencer. And I feel like it wasn't that long ago that what I mean. Like it's a considerable amount of weight that you looking like, wait, huh?
Also, in this recent interview, I feel like Satya was behind him, holding a gun to his head, saying "Say it right this time." I mean, that's me.
Yeah. No, I think you're Cowboy. I mean, you know, I would not be surprised if he's sick. Like that. Right. That's the thing of life, and I think a lot of people like we get clouded to that. But as you get older, you start realizing cancer is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's like your classmates start. You're like, how did Joey die?
Craziest thing that hit home for me, probably a month before we moved, my ex-wife's sister. Like I found out that she passed away. I was like, what? I mean, my kids grew up knowing her. Like she was like my sister, and she was 46 years old, and she died with cancer. And that was like, whoa. And I went to the funeral. It was crazy because I didn't see my ex-wife in years. So it was like, man, seeing all her family and everything. I felt so bad for them because they're like the real life Cosby family, just that black family that's so strong. And I just felt so bad for them. You know what I mean? But that's real. It's like as real as it gets. You know?
Yeah. To Cubini's comment, I will say Dustin's interview with him was much better. He had better, clear answers. Yeah, because Dustin doesn't work for IGN anymore. He's not a journalist anymore. He retired.
Yeah, Dustin made it clear that not that I follow that stuff no more, but I seen the video that he did when he was saying he's starting to do venture. And he said, like when he interview people, he's going to ask them questions. Like he's going to, try to make them really have to answer the tough questions. So.
Yeah, he got his feelings hurt because can you assure me Starfield's not coming to PS5? No.
What is?
Guys, if you're watching, hit that like button. Let's get 10 likes on this video. I'm a bad YouTuber. I don't ever ask people to subscribe. I don't be asking people to click the like button. So I was just looking like, oh, I never clicked the like button yet. And I clicked it and I was like, oh, it's
Are
7.
you? Oh my god, Kubi, it's not. We're talking gaming, but for real, man.
Obama?
He needs to check his
talking some-
sources, man.
What?
He needs to check his
Obama
sources.
divorce? What's
really?
next? You're gonna say Michelle Obama's a man?
I mean, like, just check the source. That's all I'm just gonna say. Like,
Hey, look, this is FCAT show. Listen, that's on him. You know what I mean?
oh my god, okay, y'all are crazy. Like, that is actually a fan. I get like people get super wrapped up, especially now with like reality stars and stuff, and people with like questionable morals in high offices, but that man and that woman are like, their character is impeccable, and so like I'm not gonna stand for it.
I'll say this, man. Bill Clinton was my dude, man, and actually, I probably liked him more after the whole thing because I was like, yo, he's real. But I think humans are flawed because we have free will, okay, and we can do whatever we want. And I also feel if you think nobody's watching, the stuff you tell people you wouldn't do, that you really wouldn't do. But if nobody's watching and you had an opportunity, we would, the human being, the human psyche would probably do things that you just said you wouldn't do. When my kids was young, I always said, never say you don't care. Now what? I say, because whenever you have the I don't care mentality, you're susceptible to doing things you would never do. And so why I think certain people are amazing and golden, they'll never do this and that, I never will doubt anybody, right? I think the potential to do something you wouldn't do, everybody has it. My wife, me, FCAT, anybody. So, now whether I'd be like that couple or I think Obama would have, I mean, I don't know. I guess my intuition would be like, I can't see that. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was a scandal and Cubini was like, I told y'all the divorce came in. I'd be like, oh, wow, look at that. I wouldn't be like, I can't believe it. I'd be like, hey, listen, as long as you got a brain, you could do some crazy stuff. Let your imagination run wild on you.
Yeah, we're getting too much into politicals. Pull me up. So this is what I said, Purple, earlier. See that last line that doesn't work for us?
Yeah.
So if this strategy doesn't work, what happens? I feel like this is a Hail Mary.
What is a Hail Mary?
Yeah, them going third party and putting games everywhere on other platforms.
They already gonna put.
I mean, I've already said this about them, and I said this like, I forget who I was talking. Maybe Severin, maybe the Realist. I don't know. One of them who writes a lot in one of my comments. I don't think it was Severin actually. The more I think about it, but when you buy ABK, right? Like, that's a separate strategy. Actually, when you bought Bethesda, that's a separate strategy. That's a strategy that says something's not working for you, right? That's not like, oh, that's a target of opportunity. That says like, yo, we need something to work. And so putting their stuff everywhere, like, yeah, I think it is not necessarily a last ditch effort, but they are trying different things because things are not working out. It's not just them, right? Like, that's not a problem, but I think they have certain things that do work for them and they have certain things that don't work for them. And they're eventually going to find out what that balance is. But I can say I fully believe they're in transition to something else right now. Not saying that that's not Game Pass or that's not
right.
I'm just saying that they are trying a lot of stuff right now, and some things work and some things don't.
Sure. You know what the thing is? I think eventually we'll get out of this mindset of it's a bad thing that Xbox is doing, and we'll just understand that this is what they want to do. Yes, if you're like, let's say TK9, this really bothers you, this new thing they're trying to do, right? Will it work? I don't know. We'll find out, right? But at the end of the day, they're just another company and they want to shift gears, right? It's no difference than me wanting to move from New Jersey to Florida, changing my name, changing it back. Like, you'll find out what works for you. Now, well, what may hurt is if you are the gamer, but on the surface level, it seems what they're trying to do is more consumer friendly, being that they're going to bring you more games if you're the Xbox gamer because you have Game Pass, right? I'll just say that. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to break it down where technically you have less choice, or I don't know. But on the surface level, I feel like, look, if you don't like Xbox, then buy a Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know. Buy a PlayStation 5, right? But they're still, like, I had this kind of, what my question was for TK9, and I don't think I got to ask him. So it was Murder. I asked Murder. I said, here's the thing. You're very mad at Xbox because they're putting their stuff everywhere else.
Oh,
But
Murder says exclusives matter. Murder says exclusives matter.
No, I get it,
He
because
said
he said he's the old guard.
Yeah.
No, he said his old way of thinking. But my question is, how does a game that's still coming to Xbox affect you because it went to PlayStation? Now, when you get caught in the console wars, then you feel like, well, that means a L. That means we lost. That means my favorite franchise is going to be on the enemy territory. Use those type of terms. But if you're just like, hey, I just want to play a video game and I bought an Xbox, it going to PlayStation or PC or Nintendo shouldn't matter, because you're still going to be able to play that game on your Xbox. Does that make any sense? I don't know.
Kind of. I don't know. I feel like if this doesn't work and ABK doesn't generate the revenue that they thought it would, Satya is gonna be like, time to go.
Okay, well, here's the question.
No.
So if you say time to go, then here's the question, all right? So let's talk about Xbox closing, all right, for a moment. And Purple, help me out with this, right? So if you say time to go, it's easy to just say time to go. Whoa. You have multi-million-dollar franchises, all these games. So then how are you just going to say time to go?
Yeah.
Like, are you selling them? Are you shutting down massive studio? Like Call of Duty, somebody's buying. So go ahead, Purple.
Yeah, I would say I don't think they would shut down Xbox. Like because you got to think, like, they have things that print money. They have like a few core. I guarantee you, like 20% of their properties make up 80% of their profit, if not more. Like, right? I'm almost positive, like, that entire ABK just prints money.
Right.
And so they make money. I've always thought Bethesda's the one that's like in trouble of like them just saying like we're gonna step back away from that, because I don't that seems to be complicated. But
that Doom, the Dark Ages, Purple, stop playing with me.
No, I think but I think that's one. Doom, the Dark Ages worth $8 billion.
No, but I'm pretty sure Doom, and then when that Elder Scrolls 6 come out.
Maybe. Okay, we'll see. Like, right? We'll see what those are gonna do. I'm not gonna
say this, though.
I'll say this: Doom Dark Ages is gonna be the best game to come out of Bethesda since Doom Dark Ages is gonna be the best game to come out of Bethesda over Starfield, over Indiana Jones, over everything else they made recently.
Well, here's my only issue with Doom. So when you compare Doom to Starfield and other stuff, the issue with Doom is it's a one and done game, right? You're going to play it, you're going to beat it. There's no multiplayer mode. You're going to wait for DLC to come out, but you're going to be off of Doom and on to other games.
No, but they added the slider, so you can play the game, the campaign, and the story over and over again. Come
on. Let's be real. Who's really doing that? You ain't playing a game over and over.
There's people out there that'll do it.
Nah, there's not enough people that it's going to become a narrative that you would like to bring up. So my thing is, like, Doom, and granted, I love Doom, right? Doom Eternal was my 2020 game of the year, but Doom doesn't have longevity. Like, no one's talking about Doom the whole year, right? People was talking about Starfield for a while, good or bad, and then when they add an update, it's like, oh wow, now we got reasons to play for another month or so. Doom is just gonna fizzle out, and then you're gonna be like, oh, that was a great first person shooter, and then you're gonna and again, they're making some questionable changes, right? The one button thing. We got to see how people are gonna like it. So
I don't. I think Doom's going to be super popular. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's a franchise that it's one of the few franchises that I'll say that has both nostalgia as well as able to reach new fans as far as games go. I also think though that in my opinion, Microsoft is going to have to eventually figure out what are they? Are they a subscription service? Are they a live service? Are they just external publisher? And the reason I say that is just I feel like one, if not two of those things aren't really working for them. But I think Doom will do well. I'm not going to say it's not. I think that's just my opinion.
That's a good point because Xbox should double down on live service right now since Sony's messing up on it on live service. And Xbox is good at it. That's what Xbox is known for.
I mean, Xbox has they bought some properties that are really good at it, right? They brought Call of Duty, really good at it. I mean, not sure how. Yeah, I guess you would say they have Candy Crush. They have.
Is that a live service game?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about live service, means it's being able to be monetized after the initial purchase or the initial transaction, the initial download. It's able to monetize. I would say mobile is what led to live service in these other types of games. So
let me Seb said I posted in Discord I got 737 hours in Bloodborne, which most people would call a one and done game. Here's the thing with Bloodborne. Bloodborne is like a cult classic, but there's like a very little I know a bunch. Well, not a bunch. Actually, I don't know a bunch of people. I know Jersey's super into Bloodborne. I never even knew you was that into Bloodborne. So I think Bloodborne isn't a good telltale sign of somebody playing one game over and over. But I'm not saying people won't do it on Doom because of the sliders. I just don't think usually people beat a game, they want a new game plus. Now it's methodical, right? It's like mentally you beat a game and you unlock new game plus. Mentally, it makes you feel like, oh, I have something new. Just beating Doom and saying, now let me go back and do the slider. I don't think you're gonna say, oh, let me just go back and turn the slider all the way up and turn it up and down. And I want the me to be faster, but the enemy to be slower. And I think that's more tedious and it might be fun, but I think those are the things that just make you be like, okay, it was a good thought, but I don't think it's gonna be it's gonna be a needle move. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So,
but
you'll be wrong.
I want to. Rudix asked the question: does Microsoft take into account a 5-year growth and buy, or is it 25? I'll say usually companies look at a 10-year investment. They look at the cash flows over 10 years, and then they it's just standard practice. It could be different for various reasons, but overall, you usually start off with 10 years and look at the cash flows from that before when you make a decision. I just wanted to say that.
And Cubini said, don't forget Sea of Thieves, Purple 9 years.
So Purple,
in.
Earlier I mentioned that South of Midnight looks pretty good to you. And I said, I think it could probably win some awards, maybe kill the sweet baby narrative.
Yeah, 100%. I think I mean, look, I on my channel, I got 2 collector's editions of that. I'm going to open one on stream and just one will always remain in its box. For sure should win creative direction. It potentially will win best score. I mean, it has some it has some amazing stuff in that going for it.
Are we talking about the game because Dolly Parton has a song in it?
She has a character in it. We don't know if she has a song in it, but it has a lot of different musical variations in it. So but I mean, with that said, you're going up against another Microsoft property that has traditionally had really good scores in Doom. Doom has traditionally had really good scores. So I think that's good on both fronts. But yeah, I think South of Midnight should definitely be in the running for that. Gameplay wise, I don't think it's one of those games where you're like, oh, it's like cool. Like Ori had some pretty cool gameplay elements at the time for a Metroidvania. I don't think that'll be South of Midnight, but I think everything else as far as story and other things will be solid.
The gameplay to me looked like a mixture of Banishers with Black Myth Wukong. I was like, whoa.
What? I mean, I saw like the boss fight reminded me a lot of, and some people have been saying this, and so maybe it's like it's made my opinion bias, but like very similar to Kina, Bridge of Spirits. Like
Right.
as far as like it's kind of a simple, like she has this one thing, she can do a couple of different things, but it's not nowhere close to the Black Myth Wukong where you have like
Right.
I don't know, different
Which
spells,
is
different
which is
transformations.
Cowboy?
So
Oh,
I pulled
Dragon
this up
Age?
because this was the game I was talking about. I said it's called Dragon Age. This was the
Vilgard.
game I was saying the graphics for Expedition
The-
33. It looks similar to this. It got similar graphics.
Yeah, this game flopped, Cowboy.
I'm just telling you that this was earlier when I was in the car. I was trying to tell you guys, and you guys didn't know what I was talking about. This is the game I was talking about. If you look at the graphics of this and the graphics of the other game, they have similar character-looking models.
What, South of Midnight?
No, Expedition 33.
He was talking about Expedition 33.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I was saying the graphics remind me, and I was like, that dragon game that, and somebody was like, don't say Dragon Dogma 2. I was like, no, the other dragon game that came out not that long ago. This right here. Which this game graphically looks
Yeah,
good.
so to TPG's comment, we talked about that earlier about people claiming Doom is woke because of the difficulty slider. And I think one of the female characters has a prominent jaw or something like that. And this is getting ridiculous. It's like
Nah.
The slider thing makes no sense, but if people are talking about the whole woke thing with the female characters, okay. But when you was like, because it got sliders for the difficulty, I was like, what?
It's just an accessibility thing,
Yeah, that's what he said earlier. Like that makes no sense.
It's just accessible. But yeah, no, I think I'll say this is probably one of the most important years. Going back to the whole Xbox, this is probably one of Xbox's most important years. For a couple of reasons. It's the first year that we're going to see comparatively how they're doing post ABK year over year.
Right.
It's also going to be a pretty solid. I mean, you had one of the best Call of Duty releases in recent memory. So we're gonna get to see was it worth it? And what I mean by that is
But that's going in a downward spiral right now, Call of Duty.
Well, yeah. Well, Pat Piscatella, right? He actually does really good analysis on game sales and so forth. And he and I actually were kind of going back and forth on this, which he said that all in all, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 created a little bit more value, meaning more profit than Call of Duty than if it had not been on Game Pass. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But at the same time, it took a title like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with a successful launch to marginally, and I mean that, like marginally increase profit. So it's going to be interesting that this year, if you think about it, and Kubini will be the first to tell you all of the launches that they have back to back to support Game Pass. We're going to see if that really moves the needle that much.
For me, as a gamer on Xbox for all this time, this is the first year I feel like Game Pass is actually worth it. Because every other year, I've subbed this Game Pass the whole year and I've sat there waiting, hoping for stuff and to just get like trash, right? This year, we know all these big games are dropping on Game Pass, like within the next couple of months. And I feel like this year, Game Pass is really, really, really worth it.
So what I said earlier was I think there's two people for Game Pass. There's people who pay for Game Pass throughout the whole year, like Kribini, right? and he doesn't really necessarily care what games you get. He pays for the volume. So value to him is volume. Then there's people like me. I would get Game Pass. I see that one game comes out May 15th. I made my list and
Right.
actually put the dates next to them.
Hey,
So,
Eternal Strands dropped today on Game Pass.
I got to look at the
I was
trailer.
playing that earlier.
I think when I
Well,
saw that trailer, I think it
yeah.
actually did look like a game I was interested in, but I don't remember what it looked like because I haven't seen it in so long.
I was playing it earlier.
What?
At the beginning of the stream, I was playing.
Oh,
it.
I mean, I was in the car driving. No, Doom Eternal comes out on May 15th. So I think you have gamers like me that'll say, okay, maybe I'll subscribe that month so I could play that game, and then I'm not subscribing. So either way is fine because it's your personal preference. But I think, yes, Game Pass does have some games that I could say that maybe I will subscribe one of these months. But then again, I do have GameFly, and so for me, I just bought a PlayStation 5 Pro. So it's like if that, and just a regular PlayStation 5, I know it's going to look better on my PlayStation, even base PlayStation 5, than it will on xCloud. So for me, it's like if I want to be like, well, I want the better version of it, because especially when they say technically it's only the Series S blades and all this stuff they say. If it's a game I'm like, wow, like Doom, I would just get Doom on PlayStation, right? Because I won't buy it because again, it's gonna be one and done. I'm a GameFly Doom. I'm gonna play and beat it, and I'm gonna send it back. But something like maybe that other game, the Expedition 33, maybe I might use xCloud for that. I don't know. I guess it depends on my volume of games I'm playing and when it comes out. Because I also could just wait. A game that I don't have to own, I could wait on that game. The games I have to own, then I want to buy them. Like WWE, buying it. They actually got pre-order and get it 7 days early, right? I'm looking at my list. I guess everything else, like Monster Hunter, I'll buy it day one, right? Because that's the game I want to own. So honestly, even though Game Pass is coming out with a couple games I want to try, I still might just get in on Game Pass. I mean GameFly, because I'll get the it'll be better for me on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I still think Game Pass got some bangers this year.
Yeah. No, I think Game Pass. So right now, today, one of my top 10 most anticipated games just dropped on Game Pass. Right. But I still ended up going to buy
Eternal
it.
Strands.
Orcs Must Die, Death Trap.
Oh.
And that came out today?
Came out today.
Nice.
And it's only on Xbox and PC. And so I still ended up buying it just because, to me, Game Pass, like, in order for me to subscribe to Game Pass, like, it has to have more than just that one game. And that game is $30, right? So it's kind of right at that value proposition of you can buy it day and date on Game Pass for $20 and play it in a month. But Orcs Must Die, play that like quite a bit. So that's where it was like, it's better. But they give you that opportunity. I think Game Pass is for people who play a ton of one game. And I also think it's for families who have very different gaming taste in the family.
Right.
Right. But I think your average your average gamer, it doesn't make sense to them, nor does it make sense to someone who actually knows their gaming taste. That's just me.
So, again, that was my thing I was saying with Cubini. And Cubini, listen, I get what you were saying. Volume is good for you, and that's cool. I've always, and I even got in heated conversations with Stadia fans back in the day, but I was always been a specific gamer, right? I've been the guy where I'm like, oh, I want to play that. I don't get necessarily. You don't get me by saying, well, look, you got 12 games versus that one game, because I always say a deal isn't a deal if you're not going to utilize it. I said this to Cubini in the chat Discord. I said, if you told me you was going to give me your car for $500, your car is a 2020, or I said I was going to give you my car for $500, right? And my car is a 2020. It only got 55,000 miles on it, so you could have it for a while. That's a steal. But if you're like, yo, I just bought my favorite car, I'm going to buy a car because it's a steal, but you're never going to use it. then you didn't really get a deal. You just wasted $500. So for me, showing me 500 games isn't going to get me unless I'm like, oh, I that game I would have bought, and now you're saving me money, right? But then it's like, okay, but that game I would have bought, I wanted to own. So I'm not owning it on Game Pass, and every time I pay another month, I could have just bought the game. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I still think Game Pass is amazing, have massive value. I still think it's the top gaming subscription. But I think it's great for people who, like Yubini said, he don't even care what games are on them. He just know at any moment's notice he got access to like 500 games.
Yeah, that's like Rouster. I mean, like I said, I'm not. I don't know. And Queenie knows where I stand on it. It's not. I don't think it's bad. It's just not for me. But I don't think it's for most people. To have it. And this year I have 2 games. This year, 2 games I want to play are going to be on Game Pass, and it still, to me, doesn't make sense to pay for it.
Yeah, I'll say this. I've always told people, and I don't think people really pay attention when I say this, I'm just not the typical gamer because since 2008, I've had GameFly. So when people are like, oh man, I got to save up money. Oh man, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it or not. Or Rudig's buys certain games and he's just gonna play it and ooze everything out of it because guess what? He spent his money. Now he got to get his money out of it. You guys gonna watch me on a stream play a game for an hour and send it back that day. So for me, my thought process is different than a lot of gamers because in my back pocket, like today, I just what's coming? Split Faction. I found out that comes out March 6th. I just game locked it today. I'm like, all right, well, I'll get that 3 days after it comes out. But I'm not gonna pay for it full price, and I'm gonna play and beat it with my wife, and then I'm gonna send it back. So the thing is, if I didn't have GameFly, yes, I'll be more into Game Pass because I'd be like, because again, I don't like owning a lot of games. I only probably buy maybe 2 or 3 games a year, if that, right? Because I like some games I just want to play and beat and send it back. But GameFly kind of did that to me. So I would be a perfect candidate for Game Pass. My problem is with Game Pass, I'll be like, I hope they get Monster Hunter. I hope they get Doom. I hope they get Little Nightmares 3. I'll be hoping they get certain games if that's, I'm making it like, wow, that's the kind of the way I'm getting my games, right? Whereas GameFly, I'm like, oh, they're going to have all them games I listed unless it's a digital only version, So anyway, that's just, and I'm not knocking Game Pass at all. It just depends on the type of gamer you are. Game's over. What's going on?
So this is what I asked Doc Dark this one time, and it's the same thing I ask people. Like, what I say for the average person is like, how much TV does the average person watch per week? Just on average, FCAT.
How much?
Like TV, regular TV, just regular TV. How much do you watch per week?
Not Netflix.
Huh?
Not Netflix.
Any.
Okay. You said regular TV. I'm like,
just any TV. How many hours do you sit in front of a TV and are watching the TV?
I'm gonna tell you, me, in a given week, 3 hours for Raw, 3 hours for SmackDown. That's 6 hours right there, and then maybe the occasional 3+ hours maybe on a Netflix show if I do that week. So probably for me about 8 hours a week.
And how much would you say Sandy? Like average person. I'm saying average person.
Right. No, Sandy does. She'll sit in bed and just have like the TV on, kind of like.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
on her phone, right.
Yeah,
but the TV is on.
So my point is like the average person, if you actually look at it, they'll say like the average person watches something like 3 hours a day. It's something crazy like that.
Okay.
That's just it, right? And so there's like with watching TV and subscription services, there's like this psychological value people have with it because they're automatically like, oh, I'm watching TV this much.
Right.
Anyway, the average person doesn't game 3 hours a day. I'm not saying like obviously there's gamers who game like Squids. Squids games like 24/7, right?
Yeah, right.
But like the average gamer doesn't game that much. Like the average gamer games like something closer to like 4 to 5 hours a week. Right. And it's just like that type of like mentality that people have with subscription services that I think like gaming just doesn't work the same way as Netflix works because people just don't do it as much. And I think
the thing is
Go
with
ahead.
gaming, with shows, you turn it on, you know, you found time, right? You found time where you're just gonna sit down and watch. Gaming is so you have like it's weird. I haven't turned on Astrobot. I probably got it a month ago, and I played it one day and never turned it on again. Why? Because I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, I gotta put pictures up, so I'm not gonna play Astrobot. Like gaming is more specific. You feel like you need the time to sit down and be like, okay, you know what I mean? And certain people could just watch a show on TV and be like, all right, it's kind of on. And so gaming is different. So
Yeah.
it just is. You know?
No, gaming is interactive. Like you're making an exact point. Like it's interactive. So that's why. So when you do it like that, like something that's kind of like could just be on the background. Some people just watch TV to go to sleep. Some people are addicted to TV.
Right.
All those different forms of it. And then you think about gaming, like for the most part, you have to be fully engaged in it. And so if you're fully engaged with something, there is now that just because of how we are, you're more willing to put a premium to buy the actual game. Does that make sense? Like it's because you're like, yo, I'm fully engaged with it. It's like that psychological economics people do with it, where I've always felt like Game Pass has a certain ceiling. And after that, I just don't know. And then you add on the fact that most people are playing older games or free to play games. It really starts to stack up against the Game Pass model. But until as long as they have it and you like it, use it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say this. Nowhere am I saying Game Pass is bad. Like I praise Game Pass. Like Cubini. Cubini is like even if you took out the day and date games, Game Pass is still good. I still think. Listen, to be able to get a bunch of games in a service, I think is a great thing for a gamer. It just depends on the gamer. You wouldn't get me. You wouldn't get Purple, as she's saying. But trust me, there's millions of people playing Game Pass. I'm not saying it's
like
bad.
a timeshare. It's like a timeshare.
It's like a time. Thank you. It's like
it's literally like a timeshare. Like timeshares work for some people. Like some people love to, you know what I mean? They love to. They go to the little sales pitch. They get their free thing. They're like, oh, I'm getting this great deal, and I have a home in Florida or wherever the timeshare is, right?
It's a talking piece too.
It's a talk. Like some people love that. Some people are like, nah, I'll just go to like when I go down there, I'm gonna go spend money at Disney World or whatever.
Yep.
Some people are like, no, I'm going to own the property down there, right? You know, I feel like Game Pass is the equivalent. Like some people are gonna be like, nah, timeshares suck. I don't want to hear those people. They go the other direction. And some people are like, nah, I love it. I go into the, you know, wherever it is, the casino or wherever they sit you down and they talk to you about it, right? And to me, it's a very similar psychological thing.
Yeah. Well, and I want to say what's up to Jenna Hayes is in here. She asked, did Call of Duties do Game Pass numbers they wanted? My man Games Over is in the building. Holtz is in the building. Want to say what's up to a couple people that popped in. You know what's crazy? I'm so specific, right? So when you mentioned timeshares, years ago we went to look at a timeshare, right? We did a little presentation. It was like, no. Then we looked at a thing that's a vacation package. So you pay for, let's call it a case, the way they explained it. Maybe it was like 24 trips or something. I don't know, right? It was, and then, so you pay a certain amount. When you're done paying, that's it. And then you pay specifically for the trip you go, but it's a little amount. We end up doing that. Why? Because once you're done, it's over. You get what you get, right? So when I look at subscriptions, a timeshare is a subscription. You're just going to pay forever, and you can use it when you get around to it, right? And when you have the week for it, right? So I didn't go with timeshare. I went with this vacation package, and we got 21 left because COVID happened. We stopped using them, right? So, and when I look at that, right, I'm specific. Even when I think of Game Pass versus GameFly, I chose GameFly because I say, that's the game I want. And I don't care if I got that game at home for 2 months. That's the game I'm playing, right? Whether I'm losing money for having a game for too long because I could have bought it, but that's the game I specifically want to play. And then I send it back when I'm done. Whereas Game Pass, again, you got a multitude of games, and then hopefully the game you really, really like comes. But if not, you got a bunch of games, right? So in my life, I'm just more specific. I want this. Like, I'm more of a, like, I kind of know what I personally want, and that's what I want. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with who just is happy because Game Pass just has a bunch of games, and you know a new game's coming every month, right? That's cool. But I'm just saying, for me, I'm more specific. I'm more like, I want that, and this is what I want. You know what I mean? In my buying habits.
Game's over. Are you in the Northeast? Because I'm the exact same way. The library has every new game. It's kind of crazy. So like, I'm right there with you. It acts as GameFly for me, Cowboy. So
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
game's
and
over.
it's free.
Yeah, no, the library, it's free for real.
Right. And you get it a lot faster because you're going to the library.
Yeah, it's just really down the street for me.
Right.
So it's
like
actually kind of crazy
when you think of it. The only problem is Redbox didn't have as many. Like, Redbox had a good library, but you had to hope that they had your game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. So no.
So kind of off gaming. What you think about this?
If it's real, I think it's kind of cool. I don't know.
Is it gonna be rigged?
As far
it's gonna be so rigged. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Well, look, they're realizing they can make these massive paydays. So at this point, why not? Now, I will tell you this. Logan Paul did say, he did declare he's going to be a full-time WWE star now. So I don't know how true this is. I mean, I'm sure WWE might let him do it. But he did, he is going to be a full-time WWE star. So if he's in a storyline I mean, they write it. So I guess it all depends on when they want to do this, if this is a thing. But I feel like this don't even have like legs on it yet, right? Like, is this real? Because
yeah, it's confirmed coming to HBO Max.
Yeah, but when like
who are these people? Who are
this
these
is
people?
Logan Paul versus Jake Paul, brother against brother.
Oh, this is dumb. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, it's not, it has nothing like the Mike Tyson thing made numbers because it was Mike Tyson.
Yeah, this is okay.
YouTuber versus YouTuber.
I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
I have no idea who these people are.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we can close out, unless Purple goes at it with Kibini for another 2 hours.
No. I think
But let me ask you guys this. So, like, I always ask what's your most anticipated game, but like Purple, what game can you vision? Like, I'll start for myself. So my question is, and you too, FCAT. FCAT, I swear you don't play video games, but what games do you vision? Like, you can't wait to get in there from the trailers. You're like, oh, I can't wait to do this and that. One thing we left out was WWE. Today is the 28th. They actually made the official announcement that WWE 2K 2025 is coming out March 14th, the day before my wife's birthday. And so they showed your trailer and everything, right? But I'm not even talking about that. That's just a given. I do my wrestling league. I buy every WWE game. I gotta have it. I'll buy the $129 version.
So you're gonna buy a game for yourself for your wife's birthday?
Yeah, sure. My game I can't wait to play is Monster Hunter Wilds. I can't wait to just jump in the world, chase down some creatures, and like, I was showing my wife the trailer, and like, now you got your own PlayStation 5, you can play this with me. I was like, look at that big creature. We're gonna take that down together. So I'm getting so excited, like, just I can't wait to play and just be in the world and like playing the game with the mechanics. So I'll go to you, Purple. Like, which game out of all your games are you like envisioning? You're like, man, I actually can't wait to play this because I'm gonna do this and that and blah blah blah.
So I'm gonna be super nerdy here, and
let's do it.
Because I think I've told people this over like the last 2 to 3 weeks. Like, I've been playing, like, there's this card game called Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I think I might have heard of it.
Okay, no. So I don't know. So they created like these offshoots of it with like little creatures, like they're like little mice and rabbits and squirrels and stuff.
Okay.
And I just think the pictures look super, like, you know me. I'm like, oh, that's a cute little card. And so I started going to the local gaming store and just buying the cards based upon the creatures. And the guy was like, hey, you should learn how to play. So long story short, I've been playing Magic the Gathering, get this,
Oh wow.
on my phone, just kind of learning how to play. And now, because I've like went past the, what do you call it in the beginning of a game, like the introduction, I guess.
Oh yeah, the prologue.
The tutorial.
Oh, the tutorial. Okay.
Yeah, like the tutorial, and I kind of know like how it should go. Like I'm looking forward to in the next week or so going to the store and with my deck to play people.
That's cool. My best friend Matt, he plays Magic the Gathering every Sunday, and it's just something he's been doing for years, which is kind of cool. He's actually really geeky. He's literally my best friend in life, and he actually just told me he's getting married.
Oh, congrats!
Huh?
I said congrats to him.
Congrats. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, he's getting married, and he said he's going to have a Star Wars wedding. So I told him it's controversy in my life. Because I told him, like, dude, if you're going to do a Star Wars wedding, he said, yeah, I want to do it when it's warm. I said, why don't you do May 4th? He's like, what's May 4th? I was like,
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. He was like, oh. So my brother hit me up and was like, yo, Matt's getting married on May 4th. I was like, oh, wow, he took my idea. Now, what's hard is that's my youngest daughter's birthday, and she was going to come to Florida to see me for her birthday. But I told my friend to get married on her birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
But because he's getting married and he wanted it to be special. It's already Star Wars. Like, he already got... Like, he was like, dude, you could be, as long as you dress up as a Sith or a Jedi. And I'm his best man. So even though it kind of sucks for my daughter, but I feel like that's so, dude, if you're doing a Star Wars wedding, you got to do it on May 4th.
Right?
You got to. And so, but anyway, like, you brought up kind of, you say you're going to be a little geeky. But yeah, I mean, I remember playing the Heroes game. It was like a board game, but it was like, it was like not Magic. It's like kind of like Magic Gathering, but it's called Heroes. And it was like you had to come up with your characters and all that. And that's where I came up with the baby God dragon thing. But yeah, I mean, I think it's always cool when, like, again, whatever, whether it's a video game, board game, whatever. But when you just like you're thinking about this game, like, man, I can't wait to play it and kind of be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's how. So yeah. So you asked me, and it's like I have Orcs Must Die just got launched, but as far as like right now, I'm excited to show the store people that I know how to play.
That's cool.
Or I think I know. I don't know. Yeah. All right, that's all I have.
Now, FK, can you answer that question or
no? With that game that I'm interested in or want to get into?
Yeah.
Probably South of Midnight, Splitgate 2. Not so much Fragment, because Fragment I played the alpha beta test things, and I don't. All it is a Valorant clone to me. So mostly Splitgate 2, South, and Code Violet. Code Violet. I think I want to get into that.
Man, you always get the games and you don't even beat them. My man got what was the first one? Quantum Era. Then you got Sun and Bones. You always jump for their games and you barely even play them. And then you see the next one they make, and I think
I couldn't beat Quantum Era because I got caught in that save. So I'm like, I might as well wait for the patch that fixes it. I gotta wait for the patch that fixes it. But yeah. All right. So Purple dropped out, so we can close it out.
Oh, I didn't even realize Purple dropped out.
Yep.
All right. Well, again, FCAT, definitely good episode. People definitely was showing up. I think
a little rocky at the beginning. A little rocky.
Yeah. Well, I think because it was a little crazy how I wasn't able. I'm telling you, every time you do this, something's going on in my life. Like my wife's like, "Oh, can you get my car?" I'm like, "What the?" Like, dude, it's like this day is cursed.
Right.
But anyways, good stuff, man. Like I said, whenever you want to do it and you feel like it's a lot going on, cool for me. Like I definitely want to. I'm gonna probably start streaming even more some months to come.
Yeah, it's actually been slow, mostly because we haven't gotten GTA trailer yet.
Hope said I only stayed for the Rocky 3 months moment. The Rocky 3 moments. Oh, not a problem, Purple. But yeah, I mean, let me see. Hope said, hey Anthony, now you have 2 PlayStation 5s. Will Sandy be joining you? No, she's probably not going to play the Wii Wrestle Wednesday. Yeah, that's not something she's going to be doing. Jameen said WWE 2K 2025, the island of relevancy. LOL. Yeah, I mean, one cool thing about that is it's a next gen only mode. So that mode is only for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S. So that's kind of cool to see something that, that they're trying to do a next gen type thing. WWE 2025 is going to play like the last generations. Yeah, I think it will, because I think they found a sweet spot where they like the controls. So I don't think they're going to do anything crazy to break it. Mario Kart 9 is going to make the sales. Oh, yeah, that's going to sell well. But somebody's put a thing out and said they don't think that's Mario Kart 9. I was like, ooh. But anyway, our FCAT, man, listen, this was cool, man. Guys,
Yeah,
FCAT, he's that guy. And
hopefully you should have a peaceful You Epic People podcast next week.
You know what? I mean, hey, maybe we should do that. 1 week it'll be You Epic People, and 1 week it'll be the news report show. But I got an idea though, and I will execute that next week. So we'll see. You'll see how it goes. But all right, guys, we are going to be out of here again. FCAT, cool stuff, man. Look, Thrash came by. That was cool. Yep. So
at least he didn't join the panel and get us knocked.
Yeah, I know, right? Did you see the post that I put on Twitter? Did you see the post I put on Twitter?
What's up?
No, I asked, did you see the post I put on Twitter?
Yeah.
So that's funny. He's like, who's going to replace me? Oh, man. Good times. All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Right. We are going to be out of here. I'm the Cowboy King of Entertainment, Anthony L. Lewis, in real life. And now your mama knows. And all that other stuff. The master of logging, the all-purpose champ, the king of content. But and this is none other than FCAT. He's the guy you guys want to watch. And tune in to FCAT because he got more where it's coming from. That being said, we're gonna get out of here. Any final words, FCAT?
And now your mama knows.
Let's go.